And then that just turned into a whole thing. And I did this whole 2-minute video on the completely wrong history of math yesterday.
Peter, everyone in the right order. Great. The OBS crashed as soon as we started. So
awesome.
Hopefully it'll stay up for the rest of the time. We'll see how it goes.
Got the crash out of the way.
Yeah.
It's pre-crashed.
Oh,
I just realized, I think I'm almost positive that last week I didn't make a single roll, and definitely not a single roll with my new improved 2 presents. Like I bumped my presents up and impromptu never used it.
No.
Fix that.
Oh yeah, I have a thing I need to choose.
Advance.
Oh yeah, what's your thing? What's your advance?
Oh my gosh, don't put me on the spot.
That's why I
pick the best one.
Yeah, that's why I just went the easy route. I was like, I'll just bump a stat up. I don't have to think about it.
I'm thinking about maybe another move that's not, hey, you want to be closer to dying?
I mean,
as fun as that move is.
The speak with corpses move is pretty good.
Pretty cool. Although I learned last time I could just threaten the corpse. We're all gonna die if you don't talk to me.
All the moves are fun.
Yeah.
Let's see.
With procession, you can appear in any scene looming in the background as a silent witness.
Yes.
Pretty great. Yeah, I want to see Hugh get the next move so can do more ink stuff.
Oh yeah. Just a move.
A move. Yeah, I'm curious if I'm like missing something there, because it seems like that first move is just kind of a setup, but
kind of when you're doing a move, do this. I'm just like, well,
okay.
I can't remember. I looked at it after you were talking about it last week, but isn't there something? Can't he like? Isn't there something
You can
just use ink or something?
When a fellow custodian writes a prayer mark, you can let them use some of your sacred ink. You mark ink, and they take advantage. I can also have you mark ink as a keeper response as well. So
my not yet time looks really powerful. When
that
one of
the
y'all it keeps y'all from dying. I just mark a fate.
Yep.
Wow. And do we have to do the faith moves in order? We can do any one next.
Yeah, you can do any faith move though.
Oh my god. I guess except for
the final prayer.
I didn't do my homework. Go ahead and keep talking amongst yourselves. I did not read through these.
Did I do my homework? Did I take notes last time? Let's see.
Yeah, what do your notes say we did?
Silt versus, there we go.
We were
Session,
split up.
Notes, split up. Both in-game and out. Oh yeah. Ren met up with Haven. He did the I can show you the world thing. Tech bro. And yeah, my notes are in
Took me on a magic carpet ride.
Not great. So one of my notes says Haven throws Ren. Did that happen?
Throws me? No.
Throws. Yeah.
I don't think throw. Maybe it's a different verb.
Maybe. I remember there was the industrial sacrifice conveyor belt to the giant plant god. And then there was the bad time at the meat processing plant. Like, let's go in. Let's not go in. No.
Camelot's a shitty place.
Sometimes I need to think more about my lines and veils before I take a character action. But that time was not last week, and it's probably not going to be anytime soon. Not until days after that, I was like, what if I'd actually gotten into the meat slaughtering plant?
Oh, I don't think you would have gotten into the meat slaughtering part, but you would have, there's people to talk to. But yeah,
the animals.
The posted sign that says only a good inspector is the only good inspector is a dead one. Probably a good.
No one said it was an animal meat slaughtering.
Tiny cicadas.
Oh yeah, the bubblegum shrine that you guys found and then put yourself in immediate trouble with.
Excuse me. He did not put himself in immediate trouble. That was all me. I'm gonna poke it.
Poke the shrine.
Yeah, we did a lot of poking the trouble last time.
Yeah. Wishes I have down are conditions are really hard to clear. How do we do that? Traveling on the White Gull River, getting a move for the Scrivener, and Ben is back. Hooray!
Yay!
Hey.
Yay.
I'll
Yeah,
find.
Do you guys want to see pictures from
Yeah.
From
Ben
your
is,
butt?
Ben is back with a
Pictures,
squeaky
pictures.
clean colon.
Butt pictures.
I was pissed because when I had my colonoscopy, they asked, "Do you want pictures?" I'm like, yeah. And then they didn't give me pictures.
It's like a roller coaster ride where you have to pay for them afterwards.
No, because I was like, I
That's like
mean,
getting-
I don't get
Yeah.
that done often.
Yeah.
How often do you get to sit inside your colon? Yeah, I want pictures. Come on.
like?
That's
Here's
like
a
getting
picture
your
of 10
wisdom
years
teeth
ago.
removed and they don't
Yeah.
give you the teeth.
I know, the worst.
Yeah. Or your organs.
What are you saying, Ben?
Something about having your colon in like a guillotine picture, or
Yeah,
if
in the
you've been-
stocks.
Yeah, yeah.
See other ways to clear.
A little cutout for your face in the colon.
So see, clearing conditions. There's the journey move, right?
Yes, I mean that's really it. I think I looked in the manual last week, and I think the only other thing it said, or if the keeper directs you to clear a condition.
Yeah. Like it was like, I'm covered in honey. Okay, I'll take a shower. Great, you're not covered in honey anymore.
Exactly.
Nope, I refuse to not be covered.
Yeah.
like
I
to
didn't
stay
say I
covered in
washed the
honey.
honey off.
The
Yeah.
shower is made of honey.
I took a shower in honey.
Yeah.
So I'm
And there are
honey-ered.
other moves like the maiden's embrace. Like you can talk to a dead person and then
That might be the
clear
one
a
I do.
condition. But
Yeah, I think
to start, it's kind of
browsed
hard.
through my moves, and I don't think I had any condition clearing moves. I might have, but I can't remember. I don't think I did.
Most efficient ways clearing a journey move. Yeah, just travel back and forth between the
Yeah, I know.
places. I
like-
think that's the.
You're gonna see us
Or do
metagaming
your
a lot, where it's like
Cozy activity.
it's an all travel episode.
I
We're
left
just
my
gonna go
hat
from
back at the
place to
meatpacking
place
plant.
to place.
Road
Let's go
trip.
back.
We gotta burn
Um,
this engine in.
We need a different car.
The one from the tree.
The one
Yeah.
from the tree that's
Yes,
still
the
on.
tree car. Funny.
Start really stretching the definition of journey. Like I'm going to journey to the bathroom.
Why is it
I'm gonna
taking
go-
so long.
Around back.
I journey
look, a
from the
gum
front
shrine.
seat to the back seat.
Touch it.
Dodge it.
Touch it. So I think we left off with everyone kind of meeting back up at the on the road to the warehouse.
Yeah, we
Sir
picked-
Sebastian and Hugh came back. Ren was Ren was walking away.
yeah,
to
we
the White
picked him up.
Gull.
Picked him up on the side of the
And-
road.
I assume Zeph is gonna meet up
Where
there
let's
outside the
go.
warehouse at some point. So let's say you're still you're in the area of the Hungering Roots. I gave Zeph an XP just for existing last time.
for not getting into more trouble.
Yep, it's like
Yeah.
being cool, staying.
Oh, just speaking of journeying and such, also we have not at all checked out the floating market yet, which is now our third thingy.
Yeah,
once
you
a
just got that.
We would have to journey there, wouldn't we?
You
year.
would
let's
do
go.
Exactly.
Can we go by the White Gull?
Gotta
That's-
juggle all
that's where it
those
is.
elements.
Oh, let's go there.
So you can journey to the White Gull to find that out. You can mess around at the warehouse. You have, let's see, let's go over the assignments. For Hungering Roots, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 clues, it looks like, which is great.
Two more.
There's the questions are: how is the harvest god most vulnerable? That's complexity 4. That lets you destroy it or neutralize it. What resources does the harvest god offer if appeased? That's 6. Then you can resolve it by working with the growers.
distracted.
Yeah, that lets you work with the growers to adapt their methods. Or where can the harvest god be transplanted? That's an 8. Resolve the assignment by breaking the god from its confines, allowing it to grow freely. For the Dusk Mother, you answer the first one, where the angel's nest is located. It is located in the basement of the what's the family's name? Skeletons. Skeletons. The remaining questions are complexity 4. How is the angel bound to the skeleton family? You can resolve it by weakening, driving away, or destroying the angel. What purpose drives the angel is complexity 6. Resolve the assignment by freeing the angel and showing it something else it can protect instead. And then at the floating market, you've got all fresh questions and no clues. Which illegal product presents the most serious danger to the public? Complexity 2. That lets you open the other questions. And then the other ones are, how can the product be neutralized? Complexity 4. Or how can the custodians take advantage of the opportunities the market presents? Complexity 6. And all the top tier ones, the Harvest God one, the Purpose Drives the Angel, and the Take Advantage of the Opportunities, those all give you custom moves if you do those. So
Yeah,
that's
buddy.
New friends.
New
That's
friends.
exactly what we'll be doing.
And you've got two
'Cause we're
clues for
outsiders.
Dusk Mother available because you spent 2 on the first one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so the peninsula is your oyster. What would you like to do?
I mean, I'm
Road trip.
torn.
Road trip.
Road trip, but also we're only 2 clues away from being able
From
to
really
attempt
nailing
nailing the angel.
root.
That sounded bad.
It depends on the angel, I guess.
Sebastian wants to fucking angel.
Only 2 clues before we can nail the angel. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you have no conspiracy clues yet because you haven't rolled a 12 plus on a investigate.
Which
you can-
No.
that tracks.
Which you can use a verse to bump up a 10 if you want. So
Does sound like
just
us.
FYI.
I mean, we're not so far. We could probably do that first question on the plant one too, right?
Yeah, if you want
Can
to
you remind me how
use
the
it.
it had like a 2d6 minus 4 by it? Can you remind me what that means?
Yeah, so basically the complexity is the number you subtract from your roll, and then you add the number of clues that you use. So if it's complexity 6 and you use 6 clues, you're just rolling even.
And can still go terribly wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. That could
and
go
you need
bad.
to have
I
at
see.
least half the number of clues required. So for a complexity 8, you need at least 4 clues.
Okay.
You'd be rolling with a -4, but know.
So
worse things have happened.
Hey, we have done dumb things. But
And we Zeph just kind of extracted themselves from the factory while Haven went off and talked to Ren. So you're wherever you like to be.
how are we all doing on? Okay, none of
no,
us.
I want to
are-
hear what Zeph was doing.
That's
Yes.
boss days.
Quietly leaving.
None of us are full on conditions, so that's good.
Time to take more conditions. But none of us are without conditions. So.
That is
Yes.
also, and I have a feeling
and everyone but
that's going to be the
Sebastian is
case
a
of this whole game.
disappointment.
Oh, that's a good point. In that, I guess, so that means like if I did
Mhm.
my fancy move, nobody would probably want to participate because if
No.
they would die
Yeah,
if
that'd be
they
bad.
got disappointed again.
We're
You are
out.
also still vine compelled, which
That I am.
leaving the area there might be disadvantageous. For
Well,
you.
then that also then I think probably spurs Sebastian to be like, we're so close to solving the angel. We should stay here. Wait, no, that's the vines. Not wait. That's Hungering Roots. That's not the angel, right?
Making
Wait,
lots of
hold on.
5-second videos.
Let me
Yeah.
see. No, that's right.
Why are you-
Hungering Roots is the one we're so close to. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
2 clues away from being able to master it.
Yeah, so you can investigate more. You can get the middle one. You can go for the top one with a -2.
I don't know. I tend to be conservative and like, can we get like just a couple more clues?
Sure, we
on-
can.
Yeah.
Let's investigate. With 4 of us investigating, it should be so easy. Knock on all things wood and other.
But does that mean we're journeying back to the roots?
You are
or-
already back at the roots.
Okay. Never.
But
Wait, I just left
Yeah.
here.
Warehouse east of Clottage.
You told me we were going to the Guayco.
Hey, why are we going back, guys?
I never would have gotten the car.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why you lied.
We're going to the White Gull, and then after you get in the car,
Eventually,
as soon as we solve the hungering roots, turn
Why
around.
is this locked? Why is this locked?
How is this locked for me?
Open that door! Open that door!
Good thing this station wagon has child locks.
Oh, why did I sit in the back again? I love to watch the road go backwards.
Oh. None of this would be happening if we had the tree car.
you'd just be in the tree.
This-
Driving the tree around.
the lights at least work in that car.
Well, you know what? I would like to let's use my condition to our advantage.
Mm.
I'm listening.
Let me investigate. Let's just investigate. Let me behind the wheel, and I will see where I feel drawn to drive.
Use you as a
Oh, you
Because-
parked in front of the factory again.
Because
That's
I am
weird.
one. I am one with the vines. The vines are one with me.
What if somebody else drove? Well, you did that.
Your eyes are shut right now.
Why are you shutting your eyes?
All right, fair. You can keep driving, but turn when I tell you to turn.
I don't know how to drive.
I'm gonna invest. That's how I'm investigating. I'm going where my gut tells me to.
Okay.
Yeah, your gut tells you to go back to the factory.
But I'm vine compelled.
Yeah, that's where you're compelled to go.
The vine factory, not the.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Oh,
not the meat
'cause
factory.
the problem is we have too many factories.
That's
Oh
true.
yeah.
It's a very industrial setting.
This is the Bezos
I
factory.
eagerly await the factory that's on part of the market on the White Gull.
Look, y'all, it's time to wrap. We need to get one of these assignments wrapped up. Back to the factory, I say. That's the
And then
scene
all
of the
of us are like,
crime.
which
That's where the
Look who
action's
what-
happening.
Look who wants to have a good quarterly report. You can tell when the reviews are gonna come in. Sebastian all of a sudden wants to solve an assignment.
You know what happens if you don't solve assignments? They start giving you the crappier and crappier assignments.
Absolutely nothing.
No, they give you involuntary sacrifice or hollowing
See?
at the best.
All you gotta do is not be the worst.
Yeah, I don't
Just
have to be
don't-
the
just
fastest.
don't be
I just
the-
gotta be faster
I was
than
about to
you.
say, just don't be the slowest person running from the bear. That's how
Yep.
Used to being the
Yeah.
second worst team.
You know, that's a good strategy. I like this because then we're not busting our asses to be the best, but we're not the worst.
Problem is the worst
should go.
person is now gone.
Oh shit, that's right.
Just sacrifice. So now
And
it's
then
one
we-
of us.
And then we got to
Oh,
kick
yeah.
it up a notch.
Yeah,
Just one notch.
Just one notch.
let's not get crazy. Just
It's a very
Well,
it's a fine little dance here. It's a very delicate thing.
Zeph and Ren. What do you tell the other ones about the factory? That you saw
Completely different
there?
things. I'm curious what Zeph says.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Like, are we saying that? I don't know. Like, did I just get like lost in the factory?
you were last in the you were in the compost heap, and then you ran and wound up in the growing room,
Mhm.
where there's shrubs and vines all over the floor, shelves, overhead bulbs. Oh yeah, all the wiring and electronics there.
Hmm.
Yeah, the grow room.
Yeah, you
Hmm.
turned it all off.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but after like, when
Oh, your old lady died. The
When
lady
Ren-
you were
yes.
talking to.
Oh yeah, yeah.
when
I think
Patricia.
Ren is like consoling Zeph as and is like she went the way that she seemed to really want to.
He also seemed to be very vine compelled.
She did seem enthusiastic and consenting. She is indeed dead.
But there are nuances to this.
There.
Oh, make sure to change your end of session questions if you want to.
Oh yeah. Thank you for
Oh,
that.
yeah. Otherwise, I'm gonna keep walking off.
Oh, that's right. Did we do our beginning of the session things?
Yeah,
Is there anything else
that's what that
besides
is. Yeah. There's no new investigation,
Might as
So,
well leave it.
no
'cause
new
we
assignment.
Didn't do them last time.
Yeah, you're all full up on assignments.
Oh, I used my advancement too.
See, I
Oh, wait,
also
let's
feel
see.
like if we do solve the hungering roots in the 8-clue way,
Uh-huh.
I feel like that would count as undermining the orders of our superiors.
Hmm.
Because
Let's see.
we're kind of finding our own solution to it instead of doing what they probably want us to do.
Your mission is to investigate reports of unlicensed sacrifices. That's all
So
I
they'll
say.
be okay with that.
Yeah, as long as you investigate, you're good.
All right, we got to find another way to undermine them. Then
And
hard,
the-
it's
They're
hard.
so
the
hard to
special-
undermine. They're not
Deal,
micromanaging
right?
I know.
us.
They're
The,
giving us a
special-
lot of freedom.
The special move that you would get for doing that one is the Mark of Quickening. When you write a prayer mark to invoke the cycles of birth and decay within living matter, describe what the mark looks like, and then your next associated roll is made with vitality.
Are there limits to how often we can do that move? Or-
Every time.
Don't say. Although no one really has great vitality.
Yeah, I was gonna say
so,
that's not a move
Mhm.
I would
You
want
know.
to do.
Well, so sorry, make sure I got everything. Ren talked to Haven, who kind of had a tech bro
yes.
vibe about destabilizing or whatever,
Disrupting
disrupting.
worship. Yep.
Yeah, breaking up
Disrupting
circles.
sacrifice.
Yeah.
Great idea.
When the mission says things like resolve the assignment by breaking the god from its confines,
Hmm.
would Haven be one of those confines, or
Probably, yeah. Yeah, because they've basically taken this harvest god that's used to dealing with cycles of nature and open space and like put it in a pot
Right.
and put automated lighting and have a sacrifice conveyor belt and
it's,
yeah,
it's
that's kind of taken over a little bit.
yeah. So it's crunch.
Yeah, it's
from-
crunch time and it is not
yes.
reacting well to crunch time
Right.
Oh.
I see.
by like
Yes.
eating random children on the street.
Mm-hmm.
Making them explode into vines.
Yeah.
And we have 6 clues. I watched the video. I'm not sure I entirely followed, or maybe I just zoned out when the Duck Mother 2 clues were used to explain where the angel was.
I don't
So
think
those
was that last
were
time or was that 2 times ago?
that was last time.
Was that?
Wasn't it? Yeah, this has happened before, and travel directions would seem intentionally obtuse, even misleading. So those were somehow pointed you at the skeleton's basement. I think that was because
Well, that was 2 times ago then, because
Was
we
it?
ended at the fork in the road
That's right. Yeah,
2 times ago.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So
and
yeah,
that
it
was Hugh's familiar with the skeletons.
Yeah. So yeah, those were spent in the last game that Ben was here.
Cool S.
We should all get followers, and then we just make Mark keep up with a bunch of NPCs.
Oh, no.
And those get to be my characters. Yes.
Oh no, never mind.
I was tempted when I saw that as one of my moves. Get a follower.
I did too.
Get my own little personal stage manager that follows me.
Oh
around.
no. Clipboard guy.
Yeah.
Sebastian, you're supposed to be in a
Our rehearsals
Thank
are
you,
behind
5.
we need to take a 10-minute break for union purposes right now. So
I understand all of you feel like a disappointment right now, but we have a schedule and we have a performance.
Okay, y'all. Investigation in 5. Investigation in 5.
Thank you,
Thank
5.
Bob.
Does anyone have a C wrench?
we have backers coming to see this investigation today. So everyone on their best behavior. Looks like Ren took the Maiden's Embrace, which is awesome.
Oh yeah, I could talk to people who are dead or dying.
I mean,
No,
you already
uh,
did, but now it means something, I guess.
Start killing people.
You can
Okay.
speak with corpses as if they were side characters, and the dying can communicate with you clearly, no matter their lucidity. When you give comfort to the dying or perform rich final rites over a corpse, roll with communion on a hit. You can clear a relevant condition. On a 10+, you can also choose having them reveal a clue. They make a final request for you that lets you mark it P when you complete it, or get a memento for your altar.
Oh, this is my collect stuff move.
This is your collect stuff.
I feel like
Mark
this is
Fate.
probably something you've always done. They just never talked back before now. Suddenly now they answer you.
Mhm.
Mhm. Yeah, it's gonna be surprising.
The Karen Maiden has like
So
promoted you.
more reliably now.
This is the equivalent of the way we all try to move things with Jedi mind tricks, and in one day now it's working, and we're like, oh, whoa.
Yeah, so I guess Zeph, what did you want to tell everyone happened to you?
I think
You should let him go.
He's already
Yeah.
has Zeph already bought stock in the company.
Yeah.
I'm a shareholder now. I have to make
I
make decisions with the company in mind.
Oh, yeah. That's instead of a tie, I have like a vine wrapped around my neck.
Mhm. Still
Um,
moving.
Yeah.
How is he on the board of
And when
directors?
you say something it doesn't like, it tightens.
That Ty did that anyway.
Yeah. No, I think, I mean, if I come, if like the car comes comes up to the plant factory, I think I come
Yeah.
rushing out,
Yeah.
and I'm just, and like, I guess like Ren is already in the car, and maybe has already like said some stuff like, oh yeah, like, and I was like, oh my God, like we were just like no time has passed for me. Like,
Yeah.
I've been,
Yeah.
Oh,
like, I just ran out and was like, oh God, like they're after us. Like, we need to drive. Like, yeah.
And I think upon return, probably it's Sebastian and Hugh that notices the most that there are more. Like before, there was like vines crawling up the electrical poles and across the wires and stuff, and clearly like the little patch of exploded kid there. But yeah, there are definitely like more like these like white roots kind of cresting out of the ground more. It seems like the buildings are more covered with vines than when you left, which was not that long ago.
I'm sure this will be fine.
Yeah, it's probably fine.
Stop touching them, Sebastian.
Poke.
This always goes well.
The props department's gonna get real mad.
It's not your
Yeah. So
prop, don't
what's
touch
your
it.
next move? It's not your prop. Don't touch it.
Oh,
I'm going to investigate.
Tell me
Sweet.
more.
Well, this is plants we're dealing with. And I
Sure.
happen to have a dried bouquet of roses.
Ooh.
So perhaps how could we use those? I mean, I could put them in
Legend
the
has
vines,
it.
but
You could graft them.
how will that
Oh,
help
yeah.
us is what I'm trying to figure out. Or maybe we just do it and see how it helps us. Maybe we just see.
We have not let that stop us from
Right?
doing something before.
Do you want to like investigate like the buildings and stuff for the outside of the warehouse where the vines have been growing more?
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of thinking, some of the new vines. Maybe if I like tuck the wilty roses into the vines, sort of, maybe that will act like a peace offering, or maybe get us in good, or maybe we'll see some weird effect on the roses.
So are you investigating, or are you trying to like communicate with the god?
Ooh.
I feel like I'm investigating just because we still don't know exactly what's up.
Don't look the god's head on. That's a
We need more clues.
different move.
So I kind of feel like it's
I'm
more
not
like,
even talking to the guy.
let's see how we know this is plant-based. Let's see how it reacts to these dried, desiccated plants. If it can like revive them, or is it just absorb them as food? What does it do when we
Oh my,
stick
yeah.
them in the?
Ooh, I
in the
got a bag of
vines?
feathers when you're done with that.
Cool. This is gonna be investigating with. I'm gonna offer communion to start with. Do you think it's something else?
I certainly can't argue for presence in any way.
I'll be so confident.
Although, I mean,
unless you want to
see,
act
to
out a
me,
little
it
play
feels
with
like
it.
to me it feels like insight, because it's
We will
like,
not be in there play again.
what I just described.
I
To
feel
me,
pretty
sounds like
disappointing
insight,
being on
because I'm
stage.
studying and researching the problem, examining a crime scene, otherwise engaging my mental faculty.
Yeah, I'll buy
seeing
it.
How these Vines. React
And you're
to the
using
display of
your
flowers.
bouquet,
I'm
so that's going to
using
be
my bouquet.
with advantage. So it's going to be 2 dice, top 2 plus 1.
2 dice, top 2 plus 1.
12,
crushing
12, 12,
these.
12, 12, 12.
And plus 1, 2 dice. Wait, 3 dice, top 2. I mean,
Oh, yeah, 3 dice,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. Plus 1. I guess I'll need that plus 1 since I have to do the manual thing anyway. Ziggy back. That's going to be a 6, 7, 8 plus 1, 9.
9.
Nice.
All right. Cool. So you do the thing with a complication with the clue itself, or that you encounter. I've got that clue ready for you. So yeah, I think the oh, and I know what the complication is too. Good job.
Awesome.
Um,
Awesome.
Ominous
Yeah.
laughter.
As
Yeah.
expected, the the offering is taken as intended, and the vines kind of grow like immediately, like you see them like shifting and moving and kind of embracing the bouquet, kind of like wrapping around it, and they do. It does like immediately, like the stems turn green, the thorns get a little shinier, the
Mhm.
blossoms open up, and they begin to grow and elongate some.
Mm.
Um,
Those were fake roses.
what do you do when that starts happening?
I stepped the fog back, that's for sure.
A good call. Perfect. Because as you step back, you see that not only is the rose bouquet getting like more vibrant and larger, but it's kind of reverse grafting. So the vines that were going into it become a little bit like shinier and thicker and start sprouting thorns as well. And when you take a step back, your where is it? Footprint. Custodian's recent footprint. As you step back, the vines with the thorns and roses start sprouting from where you stepped out of your footprint. And that is a clue. A custodian's recent footprint in the dirt, already sprouting with weeds slash roses. And I think the complication is, as you take a step back, you see that happening, but you also feel pressure underneath your foot where it's trying to push up. And if you stay still too long, it's going to try and start grabbing your feet.
I will definitely continue to try to evade it and step back further and not get. As much as part of me is like, I don't know, it might be kind of cool to get a
Hear me
foot hug
out.
from.
I mean, you
foot
are
hug from
vine
vines.
compelled.
Vine
Yeah.
compelled.
Yeah.
It's true.
And the others, of course, see this as Sebastian dances away. Like rose clumps start sprouting out of his footsteps. What do the rest of you do?
Where I step, roses bloom.
See, I told you we don't want to be near this place.
Yeah,
And I think that's going to be your condition. Where I step, roses bloom.
Oh, here I am, full of conditions again.
Yeah.
Well,
I journey somewhere.
did we say there was
I'm out.
into the car? Can't get me there. Like, is there any writing on the warehouse building that
Yeah,
he
there's
would-
like signs and whatnot.
signs and stuff? Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Trying to figure out if there's a useful way to investigate that.
Yeah, I think one of the clues, in fact, was signs
Oh.
in bold marker reminding
Yeah.
workers to limit your exposure cycles.
Oh man. Okay. Are there any prayer markings on the building?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. You don't recognize them, but you assume
Okay.
from what you know about it and the shape that they are for the hungering roots.
Oof.
The roots, the hunger.
I'm trying to figure out. Ugh. What can I do to investigate? And I can't do anything to like analyze what I just don't recognize the prayer marks, so I can't really analyze them in any way.
Yeah, and it's again, it's like they're not ones that you recognize, but it's
But,
pretty like they're
yeah,
like, oh yeah,
there's-
those are leaves, those are roots, those are
There's not a clue in there. Yeah.
yeah, it's pretty cool. Like, and we know that we've seen the god in there, so we're pretty sure
Yeah.
that it's not someone else.
I wonder what god's here.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
There.
I bet it's a plant god.
Well,
I don't know about that. It's a reach.
True.
I think I've got something I'd like to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think yes. So I come running out of the factory, and we're like, oh God, we have to go. They're right
There's
after
Zeph.
us. And then
Well, that's why we came back.
And then Ren is like, oh no, like they're like, I don't know, they're frozen or they're calm now. I talk to the dead. However that conversation goes. Yeah, I want to go to Patricia's apartment building.
Yeah, bet you do.
I told you she's not there. She's not gonna be there.
Well, I'll say it. So
Little
like
brother's got a crush.
we know, your mom's a crush.
That's also your
That's
mom.
yeah, it's also your mom. So,
That's why it's funny. It's ironic.
Like
your
my tie.
Like we know who is using the god. I want to find like old people
Mm-hmm.
who might have like known the god before it was confined.
Mm.
So I
So-
don't know if Patricia has any friends or if there's any
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
like
Yeah. Yeah. And Ren tells you about the unpleasantness. Yeah. Are you gonna go by yourself, or do you want other folks to come with you,
I think
or are other folks following?
Yeah. I'll bring it up and like I don't
I
know.
think it's probably wise because we probably also want to get away from the rapidly growing vines. Just in
Mhm.
case. Like let's go investigate somewhere else for a little while.
Yeah.
Stop
Let's go.
standing near me,
Yeah, I think
Sebastian.
as Zeph runs out, like you don't see who it is, but you can see a couple people like standing in the like shadow about 10 feet back from the entrance, like just watching him leave.
But
Watching
anyway,
him
bro,
leave where we are.
Oh, watching him leave the factory or the
Oh,
warehouse.
Don't
yeah.
call your crush old.
She has already been crushed.
Oh, that's true.
Hey, well,
Yeah. So yeah, she lived like on the third floor of one of these buildings. The buildings are not completely covered with vines, but vines are definitely encroaching on the buildings.
Mhm.
And they are, they've got the there were prayer marks on the inside walls that were kind of growing in patterns. They have expanded
Mhm.
quite a bit as well. But it's relatively quiet in there. Like there's no there's not a lot of people running around, if anyone you see. So you're able to easily press the elevator button, and it doesn't really come. You hear like cranking and creaking, but might be better to take the stairs.
Yeah.
Who else going with Zeph?
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's be a
Everyone?
group this time.
Great, stick together.
It's- when
We hate
when-
splitting up.
when Sebastian walks inside the apartment building, does like do plants grow where he steps inside?
Yeah.
Oh man, it's
You
still
should
happening.
Stay
Yeah.
outside.
Yeah.
So like walking
Yep.
on old apartment carpet or
Mhm.
like
And, like it
old
comes like
hallway and it's
break.
like-
You can hear like cracking through the concrete as it like strains to get through it.
It's
and
third
pushes up.
floor.
Yeah. Weird, right? He's like constantly doing a little dance to not
yeah.
step up.
I help it if the muse has blessed me with flora.
Her door is open. Her front door is open. And the inside is, there's no like a sign of a struggle or anything really.
Mm.
But it is, the apartment of a retired single woman. There's photos of family in little frames on a table here and there. Several ashtrays that are overflowing. Yeah, where do you look? Tell me more about what you're poking around. Or actually, let me do a paint the scene for you. For Zeph, what do you see here that indicates that she has been alone for some time?
But just one set of stuff. You know,
Mhm.
like the table has one clear chair for
Yeah.
where she could sit, and everything else is, you know, covered or broken or
Got stacks of newspapers out or whatever on it.
yeah.
Nice. Yeah. So tell me where you're looking.
Does she have a I don't know if they have telephone service out here. If we're too far out, but
Ooh.
is there like an old telephone?
Landline.
Yeah, they definitely have landlines.
Yeah. Should we explain for our younger viewers?
It's like a cell phone with a string tied to it.
It's
But
like a
you
can
can't
on a
leave
string.
where you are.
Pull it tight, and you can hear other people on it.
It had a coily cord.
You can wrap yourself in it.
Yeah.
And if you needed to go on AOL at the same time,
You know that ringtone that goes bring bring? It's from an analog landline.
From an
phone.
actual bell inside there.
Yeah.
Is there a phone book or like a personal?
Ooh, like a little yeah, it's not a phone book, but she
Yes.
has it is it's one of those like little like tiny leather phone
Mhm.
books.
Yeah.
It just has
Yes.
like
Yeah.
scribbles and crosses out and different
Right.
color inks and notes and stuff in there.
For our younger viewers, a notebook is
Made of
Uh,
small
What
pieces
is
of
what is
paper.
wrong with our younger viewers?
that's really our demographic.
Right.
Gen Alpha.
are you looking for anything in particular, or just kind of want to see?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm looking for like her friends or her people.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
This sounds like insight again. Is that right?
Yeah.
Cool. It's 2 dice plus 1 unless you want to add something to it.
Well, you know, I do have 2 marks in my my
Ooh.
special move.
Oh
I
my.
do it. Well, I might save that for a second. Yes, yeah, just 2, I think.
Okay, cool. 2 dice plus 1.
Okay. What do I want to do? I want to find anyone who might know anything about this local god. It's a 10.
Are you
10.
a god?
It's a 10. Great. Do you want to do a verse to bump it up to a 12? You can if you want to.
As Mark
You don't have
desperately
to.
wants to introduce conspiracy clues.
If we solve all these mysteries without getting a conspiracy, it's going to be weird.
And they just did their jobs, and nothing was weird about it at
It was
all.
great. Yeah.
There was no bigger conspiracy. It was just like episodes of the week, and then we were done.
I have to remember that I could also just give you conspiracy clues when I feel like it, but I'm not going to do that yet.
Yeah. I'll
Can't
mark
avoid them
a
forever.
verse to bump.
Oh, okay, great, cool.
Crazy.
Which verse do you want to?
I think a flashback to my adulthood, showing the parts of life I've neglected in pursuit of miracles. It feels like a good match for like trying to make a connection with someone who's dead.
Do you want to do that now, or do you want to hold on to it?
Hold on to that. I'll think about that.
Cool. Yeah. So most of the numbers in there all have the same like exchange, which kind of leads you to believe like there are a few that are in Glottage, the bigger city nearby, but they're crossed out. A couple of them have the same family name. What was her family name? Patricia Morrill, which leads you to believe like they're either estranged or they've died or moved away. She doesn't have a new number, or the new number's in there somewhere else. But the only ones that are the few that are active seem to be probably in the same like little village here, maybe even in the same building. So pretty much anyone she knew is probably local, if they are still around. You also notice underneath the phone book itself, when you're done kind of poking through it, there is a farmer's almanac for a recent year. I don't know what years are here. And the farmer's almanac has all sorts of notes scribbled all over it. Harvest dates, moon cycles. There are definitely like prayer marks in there. And notes, that are basically like the see you soon. Looking forward to joining with our god and whatnot. And that's the clue: a dog-eared farmer's almanac, margins full of hurriedly scrawled notes. Is anyone looking out the window at this point, or poking
He
around
probably
anyways?
is.
Yeah, Ren might be still on the balcony or out the window.
I think Sir is just constantly in motion so as to not stand in any one place
Oh,
for
yeah,
too
yeah.
long. I'm just constantly dancing around, pacing.
It's just like you can see the shot of like Hugh staring, glowering out the window. Sebastian going back and forth.
Trails of flora sprouting in my wake.
Hugh, you see kind of where you can actually see where you're parked out, like the car is parked outside the warehouse.
Yeah.
And you can see someone like looking in the windows of your car. They have a clipboard, and they're looking in the car and writing in the car. And then they put their pen in their pocket and take out a little, looks like a little tape recorder or something, and looks like they are saying notes into it, putting it back.
Oh God.
Looking in the car again.
Yeah.
How are they dressed?
Oh, I'm thinking they're kind of it's oddly disheveled clothing.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe it's like what a factory worker would have, but it's really torn up and really dirty, which is kind of an odd contrast with the official equipment that they've got. And probably too many layers for the weather that we've got now.
Cool. Almost as if they're like halfway disguised as
maybe, yeah.
Condition: too many layers.
Yeah, and you watch them for a second, and they
Yeah.
are like take a walk around the car, or like they're inspecting underneath it, take a few more notes, and then they pause for a second and they look up and they look directly at you.
Yeah.
And just kind of tilt their head, take out the recorder. Looks like they're saying something, put it back in, and start walking towards the building where you're in. And this is a conspiracy clue.
Oh, okay.
Someone investigate it. Yeah. Do you say anything?
Yeah, I think Hugh probably tracking the guy with his eyes is like, yeah, we've got a weird narc coming in. This is not.
And you kind of like lose sight of him as he approaches the building.
Okay.
What is everyone else doing?
I had been looking through her trash.
Are you looking for anything particular?
Like, not really. I think just idly. Like I think Ren saw everyone else was busy.
Mm.
Just dumped out a trash can and started going through it.
Nice. I think that definitely calls for a investigation
Yeah.
move.
Can I roll?
Definitely roll. You can definitely roll.
I get to, I get
Trash
to
digging.
roll. I
Roll
get to
for trash. Roll.
Trash.
That's a
Is this-
classic investigation move. Trash
Is
digging.
this insight as well for you?
Sure. How much
Cool.
insight do I have? Oh, I have one.
You have
That's
one.
exciting.
Do you want to alter that roll in any way?
I don't feel I can use my. Oh, maybe I dig through it with my little shovel.
If you want to waste your shovel.
I'm not gonna waste my shovel. Nah, it's good. I'll just dig through the trash. Oh, a 5 and a 1.
A 5 and a
It
1 plus
explodes.
1 is a 7. So you did it.
7.
You did it with a
Catches on fire.
complication.
It's full of ants.
Well, you should compost this.
It was just another ashtray. It was the
That's
kitty
what-
litter.
What clues do you have already there? All right. Hmm. Mhm. uh yeah, so she had those plants on her windowsill that had the weird like cicada charms hanging from them. They were doing quite good. Um and in her trash among there's like a lot of like coffee filters with coffee grounds, a lot of ashtrays have been emptied out in there, a lot of mail unopened that's been thrown down there as well.
Hooray!
And
We got some mail.
and it's from like there's stuff from like the St. Electric Power Company saying like, we've noticed increased usage in your area and no one has signed up for service. We're going to be sending out people to investigate.
Who's that if you
Or
buy like these?
people from like the government saying here's a pamphlet on investigating unlicensed gods. If you see something, say something, and so on. Underneath all that, not exactly like
Well, this is how I play video
intentionally
games
stashed.
too. If
Yeah.
there's a trash can, I would be doing this in a video game as well.
Go
Go through all the
you find
trash.
some empty fertilizer bags, like little like 5-pound bags of industrial fertilizer, and on them they have a colorful illustration of the verdant mother blowing gently on a row of yawning seedling children stretching from their sleep. And that's a clue there. So she has definitely been fertilizing her plants here, and who knows where elsewhere with this verdant mother fertilizer. And that brings you up to 9 clues.
Now we got +1.
Woo.
Can't lose.
This sounds like a good place for our first break.
Okay.
So let's take 5 and come back and see what we do next. Cool.
Sounds good.
Be right back. Hello. Great. So we got a bunch of clues now. Do we want to have a freewheeling discussion about what might be going on here?
Let's
Or do you want
get
to
some more
investigate some more?
clues.
Very strict, organized discussion. You
Here's
have
our
written an
agenda.
Yeah.
He loves agendas and then loves burning them.
Exactly.
Like
Agenda,
writing up
burning
way
agenda.
too much material about what the meeting is going to cover.
Mhm.
And then posting it at an abandoned train station.
Hungering roots.
I don't know. Okay. I will chat this and not say it.
How is it most vulnerable?
Yeah, how is it most vulnerable? What resources does it offer if appeased, or where can it be safely transplanted?
So far, and the clues we have are faint prayer marks painted in sweeping strokes on a brick wall. Now sprout mouse, mouse,
Hey,
moss,
mouses.
mouses, and tiny red flowers. Outside, starlings hop in inebriated circles around pile of stolen berries and blossoms. Curious green shoots entwined with nearby cords and wires. Decorative flower pots, small offerings of dead insects visible among the stalks, signs written in bold marker reminding workers to limit your exposure cycles, hanging rows of goggles, face masks, and other medical grade protective equipment, custodians' recent, and then we got the footprints, sprouting weeds, a dog-eared farmer's almanac, margins full of hurriedly scrawled notes, and a pile of empty industrial fertilizer bags. The exposure cycles makes me, in the protective equipment, makes me think that it's requiring some kind of like strange radiation or like sped up cycles of light.
Yeah. Like I wonder if the sped up cycles of the hungering roots are speeding up the biological cycles of the people around them.
Mm.
Yeah. And that maybe that's why she was like, yeah,
She was
her
actually not as
age.
old as we thought.
Yeah, she was 12.
Oh, oh.
I think the faint prayer marks painted in sweeping strokes on a brick wall, now sprout moss and tiny flowers. I think that's an indicator of how, like, well, there's any of these could be an indicator of this, but that, you know, that the town, you know, this was a calculated thing. They were in on this. I think the town was doing this. It wasn't like,
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
it didn't happen to the town. It wasn't, you know,
Or
like
they, or
some-
at least they were brought into it. Yeah.
Like bids for an Amazon.
Oh
Yeah.
no, that's yeah.
That's
Yeah.
exactly what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, they
Mhm.
bid on it. They bid on it.
Mhm.
They bid on bringing the family to the town. Because they brought their own kind of prosperity to wherever they moved.
Which question are you looking at?
Well, 8,
You
of
think?
course. That's what I'm looking at is 8.
I'm looking at the vulnerable one. Why was the hungering roots vulnerable?
Oh, I thought we were going for 8.
Am I looking at the wrong one? That might have explained.
I mean, we
Why-
can,
why-
well, if we, because we only do one of them, right?
Right.
And we could
But
get
we
the,
can do the 4, the 6, or the 8.
and the 8 would get us a move.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Yeah. Let's do 8 then.
New friend.
New friend. Yeah, I didn't realize that.
No.
So sorry. So
So the question is, where can this harvest god be safely transplanted?
right. The
I mean, it
Yeah.
feels like anywhere that's not the hydroponics lab is fine.
Outdoors, yeah. Like where
Yeah,
the sun
into the-
sun would have normal cycles.
Into the
Yeah.
clutching woods.
I want to say I feel like the the decorative flower pots with the small offerings of dead insects feels like a very folk local sort of divinity appeasement. I wonder if the god was here.
Yeah.
Basically like Amazon came here. It was like, oh, like you have this resource, like let us help you exploit it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So yeah, I think this is a local god. So I think it belongs somewhere locally.
Not move it too far.
Yeah, the clutching woods are close by, right? So.
They're on the other side of the peninsula.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
never
problem-
mind.
Yeah.
Never mind.
The problem was just the like.
Oh, the clutching woods are with the.
The Dust Mother.
Oh yeah, the
Mother.
skeleton. Yeah, the family's
Skeleton.
there.
Yeah.
Skeleton family is there. Okay, never mind. I was getting them completely mixed up. in
It's
my head.
almost as if you have recently traveled back and forth several times. It makes
that.
I
No,
would
that
be
can't be it. No, no.
I would be so confused too.
Yeah.
I think the curious green shoots entwined with nearby cords and wires, though, plus everything else we've seen, indicates that I think it does need to be somewhere near, like some kind of electrical fields as well.
Like it's adapted almost.
Yeah. So you know, unless we think it's right now it's indoors, right? As far as we know.
Yeah, it's like in a big pot with like lights on it, and it's like
Maybe. Well,
being
then again,
constrained, and yeah.
Maybe if it was out in the sunlight, it wouldn't need the artificial power.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't go like growth for growth's sake, capitalism.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the sped up life cycle is definitely causing it to leak out or overgrow its pot, and like we've seen that with like rapidly fermenting berries.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're dying really quickly.
Yeah.
Well, you said the starlings are hopping in inebriated circles around the stolen berries. The berries.
Oh, that
are,
just
like,
happens.
Gut fermenting.
That's the one that's just some junk birds.
Can I use
The birds have a problem, but that's not related to her.
Not related. We're
Can I use
working on it
two-
as a
They're
community.
doing their best.
2 clues in conjunction to explain part of it?
Sure.
Like in tandem with each other?
Yeah, no.
So I'm
Good.
thinking the dog-eared
Yeah.
farmer's almanac full of notes, and it's sprouting from my footprints. Here's how these two. I think that in the almanac of hurriedly scrawled notes, they noticed that plants seemed healthier and happier and to grow more when they were read to or music was being played to them, and therefore I think this plant could sense the muse in me, and that I was an ambassador from the Watcher, and this is why it sprouts in my footprints, because it does crave some artistic beauty in its life. And so there will need to be ambassadors who, in addition to feeding and things, that it needs some music or some art, someone to read to it, something.
There needs to be a festival. Yeah.
Quick question.
Ooh, yeah.
Is this conversation in character?
Hmm.
Like we're all like huddling, being like, okay, well, there's a
Yeah.
clues. Like how? Okay.
Both, yeah.
You
Okay,
can flip back
okay.
and forth.
Well,
I think.
okay. I think
Yeah.
when Sebastian says that, Zeph is like, oh god. Like,
The evidence is right here in the clue.
We're all just like.
We're all like, yeah.
Uh-huh.
I think Rin's big argument is about those cycles and saying like
Mhm.
you don't want to rush something like that.
Mm.
It's gotta come for you anyway.
I do.
Yeah,
get
the
it. I mean,
move says when the custodians have a discussion. So technically in character, but both. Yeah, really.
Yeah. I definitely, yes. I think this god belongs outdoors, but along with what Sebastian was saying, maybe not like this isn't an isolated rural. Well, like this is
Right.
It knows people.
This is
Yeah, it's like an industrial area outside of a larger city.
Yeah, I wonder if the like Saint Electric folks only recently being concerned about it is not only about its growth, but it had never really been close enough to like power line. It hadn't been like big enough for power lines or close enough to like the grid before, and now it is.
I think kind of probably same with the fertilizer. The reason they're having to use that is because they're doing all these things to it artificially that it would need if it were thriving
Mhm.
in a natural environment.
Yeah, that's why the soil is so bad, and they're having to do all that stuff to it.
Yeah. As
Fertilizer.
soon as it's outside of the like tank of nutrients or whatever, as soon as it's sending shoots out into the dirt around it, it's cycling too fast to work with the dirt that's there.
Yeah.
And in service of the mystery, in conjunction with one of my character questions,
Oh, nice. I've already forgotten what my character
Oh,
questions were.
fuck.
that I do that everything we're discussing here, I will need to find a nice nearby grove that can be fairly isolated and protected by the city inhabitants. But I do think that we will need to convince the city inhabitants to hold at least annually an artistic festival for the roots, where there's music and art and things, and plus that will be
Monologues
contributing to the
from
community
Sebastian
as well,
Ward.
and contributing to the beauty of the world. It's good for everyone.
So would you headline this, or this is it?
Well, I mean, if asked, I could probably perform a short one-act play. I would certainly help spearhead it. I could help get the inhabitants here organize it and plan it. And you know, Hugh, what else this festival would need? Detailed notes.
I think he's just like deadpan staring back.
I think Ren is standing like a little bit too close and is like, I would wish to be in the festival. What act should I do?
I love just like somebody like tuning up the guitar and being like, I really couldn't. No.
Well, I'm a little bit rusty, but let me see if I can.
Let me
Is this
see.
a microphone?
Don't make me sing.
Oh, I'm just checking the microphone. Check. 1, 2, 3. Once upon a midnight.
Anyway, here's Wonderwall.
Cool.
Is
So it
that all
sounds
the
like we
clues
got
you
all
wanted
of
to
our
use?
clues. Prayer marks, sprouting, starlings, screen shoots, and the cords, the flower pots, the signs and equipment, your footprint sprouting because it likes you, the almanac, and the fertilizer bags. Yeah, sounds like those are all taken care of. So that will let whoever wants to roll 2d6 plus 1.
Not it.
Who would like to do that?
I mean, I could stake a claim in that I'm very strongly pushing a
The
very important part
Sebastian
of this
festival.
is the festival. Yes, it needs sunlight and food and all that, but it needs art fed to it on an annual basis in the form of an artistic festival.
And we didn't really use the footprint clue, but we pretend we did. Sebastian, yeah, totally a part of it.
That loves you.
One of us is incorporating the clue. The other 3 are throwing it out as a red herring.
I would say that's part of the breaking out. Like it's so constrained that any like indentation in the ground is going to make it break forward. But let Sebastian believe what he wants.
It doesn't have to be a true story. It just has to be an
Yeah.
explanation. You never said it had to be the truth.
It could be true
Great.
because of the notes in the almanac. They did thrive with art.
Yeah, that's true.
I will
Ins and means. We just got it outdoors. It doesn't matter how.
So then that is just a 2d6
2 dice plus 1.
plus 1 from what?
Oh,
from the clue.
How many
9
clues?
clues. Yeah.
And in this one, it doesn't matter. We're not rolling against one of my stats or anything, right?
Nope. Just rolling plus
From-
clues.
Yeah.
Plus 1
gotcha.
from the festival.
Yeah.
7. No.
Burning
that's
Ridge.
red.
Yeah, that's
I was so excited.
Rucella.
Oh.
Okay, 2 dice plus 1 is gonna be kablamo. Oh,
A
that's
5! Ooh.
Leafapalooza.
So let's see what happens.
That's bad. Harvest Festival. Yeah, we did.
The answer is incorrect, and the keeper reacts.
Uh-oh.
How-
Sorry,
how could it possibly
Sebastian.
be incorrect?
Well,
It's a
that
foolproof plan.
means that
We
you haven't used
discover
your
it the
clues.
first time we run a festival. All right,
Um,
it's the big day, everybody.
Oh no!
Oh no! It
Um,
hates to be outdoors. Don't let it outdoors.
I liked it in there.
Ooh, so let's see. How is
All it
this
did was eat people indoors.
wrong? So,
Now it's
What-
worse.
Work for its food outside. This sucks.
what would your big plan be to move it outdoors? Were,
Oh, we
were
haven't
this
even thought
were this
about
true?
that, have we?
Wheelbarrow.
We all disguise ourselves as bushes and then move closer in.
We
And
could
then
all
there-
pretend to be
Oh, man.
pretend that we wanted to be sacrifices. All go in at once.
Oh, God.
Hop on it, grab it, and wrestle it outdoors.
Or we could we could make a line of fertilizer, slowly feeding it along the way as we move it, so it knows we're.
Breadcrumbs.
Yeah, exactly.
Good. I don't know. I guess the only people, or most of the people we know here are dead.
Mhm.
The only friends we've made are now
well,
dead.
I mean, I don't know. Like Avery, the warehouse guard, was pretty friendly. Like, could we convince some
Didn't like the
locals
guy.
to, like we can preserve your prosperity without having to sacrifice one of you every once in a while? Like,
We
And
unionize.
what's the festival for?
Because the plant needs feeding artistically.
And blood. I think as you're like, cool, that's the plan. Break. The like you all like clap, and from the
Yeah.
doorway there's also a. And
Oh, no.
I think the only person who recognizes Haven is Ren, because you're the only person who saw them.
Oh no.
For the rest of y'all, Haven is in a very nice suit, kind
Uh-oh.
of like got the alt-right undercut haircut going on,
Ooh.
all sorts of occult tattoos up his neck, up the neck. One little probably fake diamond stud earring, and he says, "You know, you're not the first ones to think this. In fact, I had to fight against people like you to get this innovation going in the first place. This was a harvest god. This was living happily for itself, selfishly, taking all the sacrifice, taking all the attention, and taking everything that we feed it, and then just doing what it wants according to the cycle of the seasons. People singing and throwing themselves onto bonfires and all the blah, blah, blah that you see every day. What we're doing, we took it from its place where it just did okay, and we made it thrive by putting this pressure on it. Crunch can only improve. You understand what I'm saying? That's how diamonds are made. Otherwise, it's just dirt lying on the ground. And you would take a diamond that is being formed, crush it, and scatter it in a field? No,
Gods aren't diamonds.
not yet.
They can't be.
They will
don't-
be.
Can
Value
Sebastian do
anything.
something brash?
The hungering root is the first of many. This is not my life's work. This is one step along the way to modernizing sacrifice. Yeah, you want to do something? What do you want to do?
I'm curious what happens if I kick somebody with this power of the blooming footprint I have.
Oh, no.
Stage combat training.
Ooh,
Flower kick.
then nothing.
But it's fun.
like, You kicked me 3 feet away. Yes, but it was upstage. It was
Well,
upstage.
see,
so
this time I know enough to this time I know enough to reverse it and make contact.
How did I hear a clap? when
See,
it
if you're really good at not
why
making
did you go like
contact,
that when you kicked me?
Oh no!
I figure if you're really good at not making contact, then you're equally well.
Yeah, that's
about
a great.
equally.
You just like projected it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
Here it
Here
comes.
it comes.
You could
Definitely
just
gives him
plant
the false confidence of thinking that
exactly.
stage combat. I know what I mean. It's just like real combat. It's just instead
Yeah.
of missing, I hit.
a
the
the
difference.
brash.
So
He is pretty full of
for
himself.
those of you who have not answered the question in previous games, you can bump this up, but everyone has the mark reverse.
Oh,
But let's go ahead and if you want to give him a boot to the head, let's
I mean,
see that.
To the head.
fun.
I think he is kind of he is not only like tech bro spouting, but you can see it's not that like his skin or eyes are green or anything, but there's like it's not even a visible aura, but you feel compelled by him as you would by the vines. So I
Oh,
think this is going to
no.
be with vitality at disadvantage because you're vine compelled.
Of course it is. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? I play another character.
You can also use an item to bump it back up to regular if you want.
I don't know. I don't want to waste another item, and I don't really know that I was looking at it. I don't believe.
Plague mask.
I mean, if possible, if I put that on right before I kick him,
Distraction.
right? You know what? Let's just fucking roll it and see what happens.
Yeah.
Oh,
3
no.
dice, bottom 2.
Plus
It'll
0.
It'd be great. I'm sure nothing can possibly go wrong.
You've got this.
I'll
My
roll
favorite part of that was
3 sixes.
Heath being like, I can always roll a new character. No, I don't want to use an item.
Oh wait, what are you afraid might happen here if this doesn't work? Gotta remember which game we're playing.
Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk.
But if I don't catch him enough by surprise, I'm afraid he'll just like easily counter and hurt me physically.
Yeah, and I think it's worse than that.
No.
Because he is kind of like operating under the auspices of the roots right now, and you're trying to kick him with your flower kick. He's going to use that to his advantage, maybe not only like catching your leg, but like drawing you into him.
Ooh, sexy.
Let's see what that roll is.
Okay, here we go. Yeah, it's not good.
That's a 3.
3.
Yeah, so that's exactly what happens. You like try to kick, and it's like almost in slow motion everyone sees.
Stage combat.
Yeah, like you're like you're not a kicker. And he probably does like BJJ or something. And he's like grabs your
right.
Grabs your leg, and you kind of like go with it, and you're like face down, and he places his hand on the sole of your shoe and like does this, and you've had a vasectomy, right?
I have.
Okay. When he does this, it feels like there are vines or something being pulled inside you, like he's like pulling the strings inside of you. You can kind of like feel it in places that you didn't know you could feel before. It's almost like your inside is being like pulled like that. Yeah.
Don't like it.
So would you like to say a verse to make this better, or B, would you all like to say a verse to make your answer better?
Oh, that's a good question. I mean, I will, unless if we do not do that, if we don't all say a verse, then what happens with the mystery? We formulate another
You would have to find a
Explanation.
different explanation or a different answer, or answer a different question.
Well, I'll wait to see what I mean.
But yeah, but not bumping up that result means that just like outside is not the right answer.
Right.
You'd have to find
Inside
a
it
new
is.
So I guess
new
it
place for it.
depends on if we want to do that. Because if we don't want to do that, then of course I'll mark a personal verse to not be dead.
Mhm.
Again.
Again, yeah.
What does the group feel like?
I mean, we can probably cough up an explanation.
Yeah, without wasting verses for everybody.
Yeah, and it might be interesting to see what we come up with after
Hmm.
the first thing is gone. That's just me, though. I could also say it would be very nice to just have solved something.
I have some ideas about where it could be if you don't want to do that, but yeah, if you much want to burn the verse to not get your insides pulled out weirdly.
I'm just checking and see. Yeah, I guess we'll let's see. I can't remember, is the Watcher an illegal entity? Divinity?
It is an unregistered god.
So we hunt down
Unlicensed.
registered unlicensed gods.
Mhm.
Some of us worship unlicensed gods.
Everyone except for Zeph, yeah.
For Zeph.
I was
Got
saying
it.
because my next verse of history is a flashback that shows rebellious experimentation with illegal divinities.
Mhm.
That's what I was asking. So I didn't know if
Oh,
that
yeah.
was the Watcher or if it would need to
Yeah.
be somebody else.
Yeah, it could be the Watcher, it could be someone else.
Well, we'll mark that one.
Nice.
And,
You want to do that now or save it?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do it. I like doing them on the spot because I do feel like the way this character has gone, I feel like he's
Oh yeah.
obviously pretty into his particular divinity, even though we've had a little bit of crisis of faith as well. But,
It's not mutual, but
yeah, right, exactly. My divinity is not so much into me, motherfucker. There's unrequited love here.
Just need to feed it.
I'm
then.
your best friend.
You are a good friend
my
to me.
a good friend to me.
I think that we flash back to Sebastian at his first real theater audition for a big part, and it's him, and you see it's like there's a director in the audience, and it's down to two people left. There's Sebastian left, and there's another guy who's like Ryan Gosling looking. He's just another guy. He's like, well, it's just ridiculously. You're ridiculously perfect, and it's kind of disgusting. And who's just finished delivering also a decent performance. And the director says, okay, well, we'll get back to you by tomorrow with the decision on who will be the lead in this play. Sebastian kind of walks out into the alley, just grumbling himself, going, stand a chance. This guy, he gets everything. He gets every role. He always gets the roles. It's always down to this guy, and he gets all the roles. And then, kind of from the dark corner of the alley, which is sort of shadowed, see, it's very dark and shadowy. A sort of figure takes one step out, just enough to where you can see the outline of a figure, but can't make too much out. But it definitely looks dramatically silhouetted, as if it's probably wearing a cloak and a very flourishy hat. And maybe, just maybe, its eyes might be glowing a little bit. And it speaks in the familiar voice of the Watcher that we have heard in the past, always disappointed with me thus far in our adventure, saying, Do not worry, my disciple, for you exhibit far more dedication to the craft than he does. This one will be yours and will be your first step on a very long and hopefully fruitful collaboration between us. Do not disappoint me. He steps back into the shadows, and then we cut to the next day at the first rehearsal with the director going like, it was a very tough decision, but it is very unfortunate that the decision was made for me by that accident he had. I was struggling with it, and then I heard about his unfortunate maiming by a falling light from the stage, and well, at least it saved me from having to make the difficult decision. But congratulations, Sir Bastian. Well, no, at this point he says, congratulations, Bastian, on your first leading role.
You've not been knighted yet.
No, not yet.
Great. Where do you kick Haven? Where's your kick land?
I was thinking just like square in the chest, because I've knocked, trying to knock the wind and knock him back.
Yeah. Amazing. Yeah. Let me take a look. Yeah, so your kick lands squarely in his chest. And his eyes go wider than you could imagine would be possible. Maybe actually, it's hard to tell. And it looks like as if he's unaccustomed to anyone like touching him, much less attacking him. Like, how dare you? And he kind of like effortless, like not effortlessly, fruitlessly, ineffectually, like batting at your foot, which is stuck in his chest. And as like kind of like David Fincher zoom in on the on the foot, it is embedded in his chest, and where it is sunk in, there's just vines and roots kind of like pulsing. You just like pushed through.
Is he dying?
Hard to tell, because
This is awkward for us both.
Kind of wrap around your lower leg, and he like falls forward and you fall back, and he's just kind of like sputtering and just like furious and like in disbelief that someone would do this to him. Like trying, like doesn't have any idea how to respond to this at all. While at the same time your leg is like ankle deep in his chest and vines are crawling up it and like pulling you in deeper. What would you all like to do?
Help.
It's like, I think we should save him.
I say let him go.
Help him.
Oh man.
Zeph, yeah, go for it.
No, I'm just thinking about I would be curious to see how much of this game is us touching things that we shouldn't, and then the others of us pulling that person out.
Poke it.
Just
the game of poking and then
I mean,
Dealing with the
do
You
not-
can't pull
consequences
him
of
back.
said poking.
plants do not respond well to electricity. So
Oh, okay.
poke it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, what would you like to do about this bad situation that's happening right now? Kind of like the thing level body penetration in a bad way.
Just kind of ride it out and see where.
I didn't really like him.
Oh no.
I don't know. Could I guess I don't know. Yeah. I'm afraid of putting electricity into Haven and it just going through. Yeah.
You do seem to be connected.
Yes.
I could help him die.
You know, on a 10 plus, you can have it choose not to hit anyone else. So.
It's true. Good luck, fucker.
Hmm.
Does he want some help with dying?
Does Haven want some help with dying? That
Yeah,
could
that's
apply
right.
only to him.
Yeah, I can help with that.
That's so helpful of you.
Oh, wait. Yeah.
Cover, cover you in
If
scarves.
I
Haven is much too egotistical to die right now.
if I can
So
I
Don't
am
have
I.
time to die.
wait,
It's like
if I
the-
put insulated gloves on under under Sebastian's 1 foot on the ground and then put
Mhm.
electricity through Haven,
That
it'll go through Haven and
Tracks.
not through, right?
This
Yeah.
is amazing.
That's yeah.
Great.
I like-
So you're gonna
the-
channel the
the-
divine currents of the Saint Electric.
Can I grab some ink from
Yeah, I think
Q
so.
to make
Ooh.
a
A prayer mark. Ooh,
Just like
what does the prayer mark look like, and where are you putting it, and with what?
Gosh, I mean, what do we have? Pens, wax.
Yeah, I guess you're using ink. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Vanta black
Just
ink.
like gosh, yes. I guess I would use my insulated glove
Mhm.
finger and just paint it on Haven's back. And it says, you know, warning electricity.
Like the that warning
Little,
sign.
little
Yeah,
triangle
yeah.
with a lightning bolt.
Yeah.
May cause injury or death.
So are you? So you can use both if you want to. I'm not going to stop you. It will only give you advantage either way.
Right.
So you don't have to use both.
You mean
The ink and the glove.
There's only
Oh.
one advantage to be had here.
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
No double advantage.
No double advantage on this one.
Yeah.
So
Well, I'll just say just for narrative purposes, so I'm not touching Haven. Yeah.
Okay, so
Cool.
you're taking the ink and not using the gloves, right?
Oh, well,
Using the
we
glove and
haven't
not
used
taking.
we haven't used any ink yet, have we? Oh.
No, I don't have any abilities yet that lets me do anything.
So, I mean, I thought it would be fun.
Just
to-
been making this, been
See, I
compelled
thought
to.
I thought it did though. I thought you could at this point you can still use your ink for something, can't you? I thought it said.
I think so. Let's see.
You can use it when a fellow custodian writes a prayer mark. You can let them use some of your
Yeah.
ink and do advantage.
That's neat.
Or I can have them mark it as a keeper move.
But, I mean, that is a thing he can do, right?
Yeah, I was just saying that he can use both, but he's only going to get one advantage.
Right. No, but I was saying, but
either
he
way.
could he use either or is
Yeah, he could use either or.
right. So he could use glove or the ink to get the
Yeah.
advantage.
Yeah, or you can use both and still just take advantage.
Yeah.
Just
burn
for
one.
fun.
Yeah.
I do not recommend.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is where the warning box pops up. Are you sure you want to do this?
And this is with communion.
Yes, this would definitely be communion.
So wait, sorry, Peter, did you want to use ink just to see how it works?
Yeah, we can do that. And then you'll have gloves for later.
Cool,
Okay.
cool.
Okay.
Great. So that's going to be 3 dice. Take the top
Oh.
2 and subtract 1.
Okay. I'll leave that modifier off until the end because it's
Yeah.
just it'd be nice if you could. Well, okay.
Yeah.
That is 8 minus 1. That is a 7, which totally does it.
Totally
Cool.
With a complication.
It does it. On a so this was your last charge box, is that right?
Oh,
I'm
was I
sorry.
using-
Yeah, so if you're doing that, you mark a charge box. This one says if another move always gives you already gives you advantage, roll with double advantage. Do you want to add another die on there?
Sure.
So what we're saying is you could do both.
You could do both. Well, you could get
It's
advantage
written into
with,
the rule.
with the advantage from the charge.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so the
Yeah.
charge advantage.
Okay, cool. Didn't do anything.
Okay.
Great. So mark off your last charge box
Okay.
there. Great. When the charge track is full, an arc of raw divine current erupts from your body. Great. So you did the thing you want to do, which is zap him. This is with a complication. You can mark a verse to make it a 10 plus. I think the complication is going to be
Smells like bacon.
I think the complication is that your you will take the condition. What's the what's a good way to put that?
Fucked.
This harvest god is gonna be super pissed with you.
Uh-oh.
Vine hated.
Vile witherer.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Vile witherer.
There.
So me being vine compelled, do I kind of dislike my brother now? I'm like, hey, man,
Probably a little
not
bit,
cool.
yeah.
But they've got to team up to take down.
So your
Man,
charge
you're
track
hurting
is
the plants, man.
your charge track is full. Roll with vitality.
Yeah. So that's just 2d6 plus 1.
That's just 2d6 plus 1 if your vitality is 1. Yep.
What's he rolling for now?
This is for the discharge.
Oh, what was the first thing for?
7. Great.
Right.
So on a hit, unmark all your charge boxes. Great, you did it. You're one point away from being transformed into an immortal saint.
Yay.
On a 7 to 9, choose one. So the choices are the divine lightning discharges safely without striking anyone nearby. Mechanical objects nearby are unaffected and do not become a danger. Or the divine current reveals a clue.
Car entry. Car
Probably one of the first two you want, but it's up to you. What would you like?
Yeah. We don't need any more clues. I guess divine lightning discharging safely. without
Okay, cool.
striking
So
anyone
it
nearby.
does not fry Bastion.
Yay, safety.
Playing it safe.
But what it does do is so it arcs through Haven. Sebastian is expelled roughly from Sebastian's chest.
I got a hot foot.
And yeah, your foot's a little bit fucked up, but not enough for a condition.
You melted the sole of my boots. I like these boots.
Complaining about this nonstop
Yeah.
through
Haven-
everything that happens to us.
Haven is fried. He's like convulsing around, like again, like kind of the thing-ish, like convulsing on the ground, like vines kind of like spurting from his body and flying
Yep.
around.
Looks like it's my turn with him.
And as those doing that, those are like the little like conductor points, and electricity arcs from you through him and just like starts hitting, like hits the phone, hits the light sockets, hits everything electrical in the apartment, and the place
Can I
starts
comfort
going, just goes up.
him?
You can. You'll be in an apartment that is on fire though.
Yeah, I
This is
might still
fine.
do that. It seems.
Thank you, brother. Though you
Yeah,
did owe me some
I
new
think
boots.
This
Brenda's
place is
watching
on
this
fucking fire though.
and is like, "Oh, I hate that guy, and I don't think he deserved this." So I think Ren does like I would like to do the maiden's embrace. So as
So
I
you
assume
speak with
he's
him.
dying.
if not
And I
already
might
dead.
say
Yeah.
like, "Oh, Haven, you and I, we never saw eye to eye, but is there anything I could do?"
Awesome. Roll with communion.
0. Should have bumped that up.
You did, didn't you?
Yeah, from -1.
I did from the beginning.
Oh, before,
but
yeah, yeah.
I'd like to again. 0.
A 9.
A
Great.
9.
Wow.
Now I
Nice.
gotta do some stockbrokering for this fucking guy.
So on a hit, you can clear relevant condition. I
Oh,
feel
sweet.
you only have a disappointment right now. So
Can I be not a disappointment?
so you asked him what he can do.
What I could, if I need to, if I could help him with anything, like last.
Yeah.
Or
and
sorry, I'm giving comfort to him.
yeah.
I think that I think my version of last rites is like I take one of my little shawls off and I like lay it down over
Mhm.
the person. So I think I'm like, and I think the little prayer that I do is, if there's any last words, now would be the time.
And you put the shawl over him,
And
and
sometimes they talk back, and I'm like,
have you ever, probably no one else has done this as a kid, put a paper towel over an electric stove and turned it on
ooh.
No.
and kind of
I don't
certainly
think
have
so.
not.
It seems like something
Burns.
I might have done.
yeah. That's kind of what happens to the shawl. It's like kind of like you see the patterns of the vines underneath come into it, and then it like bursts, and
Yeah.
his eyes flick open and like locks eyes with you and just says,
Kiss.
Car-
Kiss.
"Carry on my work."
No.
Oh no, I was just made CEO.
Carry on
Again,
my wayward son.
how does this keep happening to Nick's characters?
I have so many companies to run.
This apartment's on fire. What are y'all doing?
Leaving the apartment?
Good idea.
Just
Just
not hammering on doors as we've run out, I think.
Yeah, getting whoever's out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reciting a line from Anthony's Inferno on my way out. Famous play about a man in a burning apartment.
It's
has
entirely placed
revelations.
in a burning apartment.
It does, and he has many revelations in the last moments. It takes his last moments and stretches it out into a 2-hour play of revelations.
It's like rhinoceros rolling with fire.
Whoa.
Everyone is turning into fire. It's a metaphor for fascism.
Great. Let's take our second break here, and we'll come back in
Okay.
5 and
The bunny has
see
the
what
zoomies.
happens next. We're back.
You
Mr.
must have
Troll
gained an
lands.
experience point. Nice.
So we come back to everyone standing outside the burning tenement.
Well, I guess I should take care of my company.
You just like giving them a confused look.
It's like, guess I should go consolidate my assets.
I think Sir turns to Zeph and is like, I know we don't often open our hearts to each other, but as much as it pains me to say it, I am in your debt. I owe you one.
Wow.
I think Hugh turns to Ren and says, thinking about it, I wonder if most gods aren't much unlike capitalism. That most gods like this one, it gets the chance, it'll just eat and eat and eat. And if it gets the taste for something like electricity and human beings and apartment blocks, it doesn't know anything or have any opinions, it just takes what's there. I have an idea for what to do with this.
Does it
Answering another
involve
question?
a festival of the roots?
No one. Rootstock was a failure.
We've never
Fire
even tried
festival.
it.
Root festival.
Literal fire festival.
It never got past the panning stages.
I do think Ren would, in response to that beautiful monologue,
Oh,
Ren would also like to be vulnerable. And yet, even a god like capitalism, it doesn't even take faith. You can see it crawl across the land. But, and others can see the workings of your God, and they see the workings of my God as well. But sometimes when you're the only one that sees the lady, you're not really sure if it's really her or if you've just finally lost it.
What does our only capitalist here think about all that?
I mean,
I hear a lot of bad mouthing of capitalism.
I mean, this was
Hey kids.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I turn my chair around and sit down like, hey, we need to wrap.
You know who also
Oh,
saw
okay.
things crawling across the land? Adam Smith.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm an anarcho-capitalist. I believe in small freeholds, or something. I don't know what I believe in. We'll work that in a flashback. But
Invisible
no,
hand.
I think like standing outside a burning building after like hopefully some people are leaving.
Fewer than you would think.
Because I'm sure there were fewer here to begin with.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, I'm sure. But like, yeah, like I think now it is my turn to be vulnerable. Like, I don't even know.
It's catching.
Yeah, yeah. I don't even know. Like, I thought we were supposed to help people, but we can't even help ourselves half of the time, and
Whoa.
like the one person who was halfway nice to us in this town got fed to a shredder, and the best we could do for her was to send her energy to a different spirit than a different god, a different unlicensed god than the one she wanted to go to. So I don't even know what we're doing here. We're just bumbling around without without any guidance from anyone. This fucking sucks, man.
Well, I wouldn't
I'm
say
outta
without
here.
any
This is-
guidance, because if you'll notice, I was the first to be vulnerable, and everyone followed.
We
I don't know
had
if I was
forgotten
necessary.
I like to like
checking our
trigger-
boxes all at once.
We do get guidance from creepy people whose voice boxes are taken over by central command.
Yeah.
No, don't go away. I have a monologue to give about the nature of gods.
Right, like no. I couldn't possibly be vulnerable here. Maybe like do. Yeah.
I feel like I kind of whispered to, see, Watcher, that was basically me directing. I was vulnerable. They all were vulnerable after me. That counts as directing.
Wait,
Hugh,
I
you
could
had
clear
a plan?
condition earlier, right?
Yes, you
Okay.
cleared.
No longer a
No
disappointment.
longer a disappointment. Did you
How
help
did
out
you
with
clear a
Firmly
condition?
disappointment.
How did you do that?
the lady?
I
did,
have
Oh.
the yeah.
maiden.
Oh, nice.
You just got to talk to dead people, and it's easy.
Sadly, the Watcher only bestows conditions.
Just like capitalism.
Seems abusive.
I don't know about this relationship with the Watcher.
I feel
I
like
know
it's
that he really
abusive.
loves me.
Have you thought about
Just
God's
one-
therapy?
He just wants me to be the best performer I can be. It's tough love.
He didn't believe in you enough. He killed the other person rather than just let you be good.
That was so that I didn't have to keep suffering with him unjustly getting roles he didn't deserve because he was like,
No one will audition against you
Darn this.
anymore.
He killed Ryan Gosling.
He killed Ryan Gosling.
he was just Ken.
Canadian national treasure. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, we talked about bringing the god outside to where the natural plant god should be, but I don't think this god is natural anymore. I don't think.
You think it's like when animals have been domesticated, there's sort of no putting them back into the wild.
Mhm.
Or when a creature gets a taste for something that might not be good for it, but that's what it wants to eat anyway. Pigeons, they're
When
not supposed
when
to
I
eat
w-
veg, right?
When
So,
I
like-
was a kid, my mom didn't let us have any of those processed foods. And then one day I was over at my friend's house and they had those
Mm.
little Debbie cakes. And I got my hands on one of those and I ate the whole box. And I was never allowed over at Livy's house ever again.
You know how antifreeze is sweet to dogs?
What the fuck?
I did not know that. I did not.
Escalating quickly, but
I do.
yeah,
wonder-
none of us knew this.
No, we did
Oh,
not.
so, sidebar PSA. Be careful with
Oh, yeah.
antifreeze.
I wonder if we might
Sneak
not
that
be able
into the episode.
to further two inns at once and rehouse this entity in that other factory we've investigated.
I don't know if the chiseling would be too.
Oh,
too
no. But
Well,
I think
it
that's
just needs more soil. Like it's in a place right now where it doesn't have enough input. It's got too much output.
It's got so much input.
Oh, but the input's people.
and I think it's well, my earlier point being that it's used to buildings and indoors and concrete and such. So
Hmm.
if we've got an abandoned factory or something like that, and we can house it there away from people, maybe it can slowly reacclimate to the natural way
Are
of
all of
things.
them.
What if we
Yeah.
bring this god to the other factory? Just like
I'm open to the idea.
That's
Not
what I just
abandoned.
said.
This idea
You
that
guys-
you had, Zeph.
This is-
Didn't you say didn't you say there was like another
Literally
place
what I just said.
that you just came from? What if we
Yeah.
took it there?
oh, that's an interesting idea.
I'd kind of like it to stop eating people for a while.
Mm.
But it's Everyone here seems. I saw her face as she went into that flower pot. Most people, when they die, they say that when you die, you see your entire life go before your eyes, and that is not the truth. The truth is that when people die, the way that they look is they see how little their lives were, and they see the hugeness of it all. But when I saw her die, I saw her look that way, but be okay with it. I'm not really sure that this god is even causing any problems over here, other than Haven. And
Haven's no longer a problem.
I think we're gonna
Looking
be
out
we're
the-
gonna be a B Corps. It'll be okay.
I
Start being
wonder,
sustainable, and we'll get a DEI committee.
you know, I first thought that this god was a local harmless divinity perverted by someone demanding something of it. But what if this god's not actually from here originally?
Oh,
What if, like, I don't know. What if this is like not a top of the soil god, but like a deep in the earth god that's breaking out?
This is going to turn into a Weekend at Bernie's road trip movie with us in the car with a giant plant.
it can't have the back seat. That's my seat.
You know what? We need to take it.
It's sit in the middle.
Cabo. Spring break.
You get it, August.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You can also answer the other questions if you want to instead, by destroying it or working with the workers to make it a little bit more
We have to
sustainable.
be
We did not
friends.
work for all these clues to take a lesser
Left.
solution.
Will not
To
burn our
not
new
get the
friend.
magic vitality move that we can all use for
That's
our
right.
awesome
Gonna say yes.
vitality move.
For our
We
zero
are s-
vitality.
We're gonna be kicking everything.
Did you see my kick? That was vitality, buddy.
It's pretty cool.
Sure, I had to use a mask to make it work, but
Out
Okay.
of game, I assume bringing it to the processing plant for the Dusk Mother is not a functional.
I mean, so theoretically, if you like, you
We
had trouble getting in by yourselves last time,
But now we'll
Um,
be there.
Right.
and
Jeff looks
also that is
professional.
under the auspice of at least one other corporate god, which would probably fall under the destroying or neutralizing thing.
Yeah, Hugh could kind of mutter that there's already another god in charge there.
so I'm just reviewing our question. Resolve this by breaking the god from its confines, allowing it to grow freely, and showing the local residents how to coexist with it.
Oh, so once we get the
Yeah,
answer,
Bird
then we
Gully.
have to do
Then you
the
have to do the
mission.
thing. Yeah.
That is the things we're trying to accomplish here with this explanation.
Well, if everything else speeds up too, then people could live in a similar pace as the god. They might be kind of isolated from the outside world.
Or freed from the pressure of the god can slow back down.
But they would never want.
What if? I don't know if this
For
would
the
count.
price of never talking to your loved ones again.
So is this the middle
How
tier?
much would you pay for that?
What if the solution? I don't know if this would count for that final solution or not. I think it would. But so we've established that it has become accustomed to the power, as in the electricity, the fertilizer, and all that. But we don't. What if the solution? Go with me. What if the solution was
Go on a journey with me.
go on a journey with me. Imagine in your mind's eye.
To Root Festival.
Don't have one of those.
Okay, Root Festival V2. No, never.
No.
Never mind. No.
Behind Sir Bastion, the building is just still on fire.
Yeah.
But imagine,
A handful of people standing outside like,
What if the solution is to
Guys, did they do
hybridize
this?
it, to hybridize it by removing the roof of the factory? So it's still getting the electricity that's used to, but would also get natural sunlight and such without, because obviously like uprooting it where it is, could be seems like it'd be might be very harsh to disattach it and disentangle it and try to move it. What if we just remove the roof of the factory?
If we are going to move it, removing it from its root system and making it weak sounds like a good thing. But okay, so what were the different levels again?
I kind of want to go the other way. I think we should bury it. This is like it's like
Ooh.
I think we should treat
In a
this
mine?
this plant like radioactivity.
Yeah, no.
Oh.
I think
If it
I
can
think-
speed up, it can slow down.
Yeah, isn't there a karst
Interesting
system
concept.
nearby?
A what system?
A karst system, the
I
like
gotta Google
caves.
Oh, cool.
This is limestone.
I see
There
what
are
you're-
caves, but you don't want to go in them.
Yeah, let's go to those caves. Poke
The-
that bubble gum.
You don't want the Echo Saints. It's a bad time.
Ooh.
do you mean it's a bad time?
Bad time. It's a bad time. It's a bad time. It's a bad time. It's a bad time.
Our options are to bury it or rip the roof off.
Bury it, rip the roof off, or was there another one?
Find an abandoned
Find
abandoned industrial place and
I mean,
Find
there's
a-
there.
Random abandoned place. Maybe it already has some meat in it.
been burned a little bit, but no one's living there anymore.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Perhaps the coexisting part would just be
Activated charcoal is very good for long.
maybe the town could have an appointed position of the gardener who sees to the plant's well-being wherever it ends up.
Or
That is,
gonna
Gail-
sacrifices.
That is Gail right now, who I don't think you've met, but the other two have.
We have.
Yeah, she was the
the-
creepy one with the
Narrow it down.
the hippie dress,
Oh, cool.
hippie dress,
I don't
starry-eyed,
think
no
we met Gail.
bare feet.
I'm-
Yeah, she's one of the ones who was like, "You're gonna get pinned to the plant."
Oh.
She's the one.
I
That you,
remember-
she's the one that you ran from.
Here's
Oh.
what I think we should do. It's the format I'm familiar with. My idea, obviously, was not a winner. Therefore, I shall remove myself from the process. I shall now assume my role as director. You three audition your theories for me, and I will vote
Okay.
on which one is the best theory. And then everyone
Hate
can
it.
vote.
I hate it when he does this.
I thought he was gonna jump in the car and drive away for a while.
I thought so too. He either does that or he
That's
does. I'm the
I thought you were gonna
director
put on a
now.
little play with a solution.
I mean, it was.
Yeah.
We'll act,
With
we
the
can
more-
act out
like
each
a
person's
metaphor.
solution.
It's like a 3-body problem when they
I
just
feel
have
that
like
Hugh has so-
chapters of folk stories. And they're
Oh,
like, this
yeah.
is a
Hugh
metaphor.
so far has had the most ideas and the most input. Let us all walk through Hugh's idea. Hugh, you have the floor.
I already said my idea.
Lay it out for us again in
Hugh
detail.
doesn't remember his idea anymore.
Yeah.
You know how
He was
you know how
covering-
you know how he likes to get rid of information.
He
Yeah,
wrote it
collects
down and
information,
then he
gets
threw it away.
He immediately burned it. I saw him.
I know.
throw it away.
If you had kept the thing you wrote down, we could review it now. But
Oh, great. So now my religion is a problem.
Oh.
Everyone's religion is a problem. To be fair.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Mine
Like,
seems
yes.
normal.
That's kind of the premise of our job.
Uh,
we're this close to solving this case. We can do it.
yeah. Like, yeah, I was saying it likes factories and industrialization, but it's too big and too powerful. So rip it out, move it somewhere isolated and abandoned. Don't tell any of the business bros where it is. And let it in familiar surroundings slowly cool down to how it's supposed to behave.
Right. We have the beginnings of a scene there. Now, locations. Where do we take it? That's
Okay.
an unanswered
Well-
question.
Plants grow in the forest. And the
Mhm.
opposite of forest is
Mhm.
the ocean. And the ocean, it touches the beach.
Plants love salt water.
Salt water it is.
Okay.
Ren
From
gets
my-
stage fright.
From
Oh,
from
no.
my from
He
my
was like
very
standing in the middle of the little stage, just being like,
from my very tiny amount of botanical knowledge, I would say that your
Plant
suggestion
has no
would
thoughts.
end up in the plant dying from salt water.
or
Which
not-
is
Hear
one of the
me
questions
out.
you can answer. That is
Wax
actually an answer
myrtles?
too.
But no, it would adapt. There are so many fascinating trees that live near the ocean. They just have a thicker wax coating. It is putting so much extra effort into growing right now. What if you put that effort into adapting? Then it would just be a
Mm.
normal old plant.
You have a lot of faith in the plant that it would adapt rather than die. I like your optimism.
Oh, I didn't think about that. That would be very sad.
You of all people didn't think about something dying.
I know. It was like a little break for my brain.
Oh,
Felt peaceful for a second.
Zeph, it is your time to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, uh, it likes, I guess it likes electricity, but not too much.
Mm.
So we could just turn up the power. We could,
Always
Burn.
your it's always your solution.
More electricity.
of course, we'd
More
have
or
to,
less electricity.
we'd have to
Oh,
pay
we-
for that.
we
That's,
saw what happened when it got too much electricity with Haven.
yeah. Alternately, the verdant mother is that verdant. So the verdant mother,
She's a corporate god.
fertilizer.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, she's legitimate, registered, and licensed.
Okay. So we should not bring this god
To the
to
verdant.
a fertilizer factory to help with the composting.
Wow.
Because
mean.
I do think you're onto something, though, in that
That's what you want to happen, I guess.
I do remember we had the representative saying that it had been consuming so much power here in this town was not on the grid, and that's
Mhm.
what's alerted them. If we find a good place for it and can convince the town to get on the grid, to feed it just enough energy so it's not growing crazily out of control, but can sustain its life. Wouldn't that be a good compromise? Plant lives happily without being crazy out of control. Town legitimately pays for some power.
Throw it in the ocean.
Or we throw it in the ocean.
Middle of nowhere.
Seem no closer than we were when we began this production.
As much as Zeph always likes to solve everything with electricity, it actually does make sense.
Yeah.
yeah, I never take a break. For that.
He does
Like
offer that as a
electricity never
solution for
sleeps.
everything, but in this particular case, it does actually seem like a good solution.
Just
And it has
uh,
evidence backing it.
yeah.
Uh, Hugh and my solutions may be a little bit more speculative,
Yeah.
but not without their
Um,
merits.
I mean, yeah. Should
But
should-
we've actually
should we
seen it react to electricity and stuff.
should we be trying to incorporate some clues or
Mhm.
explaining them?
Oh,
Uh,
yeah.
Yeah, once you decide on a thing.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, maybe. Gosh, I don't know. I would say maybe throwing it in the middle of nowhere,
Wait,
just like letting it loose in the wilderness.
I've got a great idea. I
Oh.
just looked this up.
Too bad you're the director, Sebastian.
Is it festival
We,
related?
we have a building. We have a building that just burned down.
Ah.
And wood ash can be good for plants because it contains nutrients like potassium, calcium, and magnesium that help
Wood ash is
plants
great,
grow.
and activated charcoal is also really good for long-term plant growth.
We transplant it to the burned down building.
It's another PSA in the middle of our show.
Wait,
not just
What do-
storytelling, it's learning too.
What do,
And that way
yes,
it's
this
still
is-
near. You could channel however much power you think it needs as well, instead of the crazy amount going to where it's currently at. And it can, but it will have the ash and such to can subsist on as well. So it should be
There's
less
already
power.
prayer marks in the building.
There's already prayer marks in the
Birds
building.
are already there. The cords, the shoots are already there.
This play practically writes itself.
Do they just need an electric saint nearby to cause fires every now and then?
Mhm.
Zap it to keep its growth in check.
Maybe
Controlled burns, is that what you're saying? Is that what I
Yeah,
hear?
Zeph's, when's the last time you've made a saint?
Oh my God. Jesus Christ.
I mean, I think we could just tell people to occasionally, like, yeah, set fires.
Oh,
in
set
the area.
fires.
For
Oh, you
example, like a
control burns. Got it,
bonfire,
got it.
a bonfire at a festival celebrating the plants with arts and music.
Here we are back.
A
it a
fire
festival
festival, if you
of
will.
lights?
A fire
Has-
festival, yes.
It is a electrically lit festival, famous for its neon signs and
We were so close to solution. I think we've got it now.
Do you feel like any? So let's
we
talk
have
to
to
the
throw a
crews.
festival.
If the sorry, is the solution transplanted to the burned down building? Safely?
Yeah.
Take it out of the factory
Yeah.
setting and just let it be by itself for a while.
So prayer marks got it. Starlings. It
They're just
also,
drunk.
yeah, used or discarded is how you can use it.
Well, we had
So,
talked about how it also was operating too quickly. I don't know in the previous solution, but I don't know if we need to throw that out and have a different explanation this time for.
shoots. The plants were already the dead insects and the flower pots goes with the festival sacrifices. Limiting exposure cycles goes with the starlings a little bit. That's with the big mass. Trees, yeah, great. If you want to roll with that solution with a +1 again.
Not it.
Rector.
The
Okay.
Watcher
So-
is not blessing my die rolls.
So
I think he's still disappointed in me from my last performance.
So our original theory was that this was a natural god that was just twisted.
Yeah, and I think that is still the explanation for
Hmm.
that, but it's
The
it's
location
been
is different.
it's been constrained and twisted so much
Mhm.
by the pressure of the industrialization that it needs a better urban setting. Than
It
a-
seems the key differences are now going to the burned out building, so it has more natural nutrients and limiting the amount of power it
Mhm.
has.
Yeah.
yeah, it's not going to be like
Yeah.
force-fed fertilizer and 24/7 lights and everything. Allowed to sort of flourish in a
And
different
well,
environment.
obviously, you have to
Yeah,
get the
especially since I'm in
townspeople on
charge
board.
now.
You'll have to get your people on board. Make sure
I'm the
That's
they
the good-
CEO.
make sure
Get
they
the tea
tend to it
shipments out.
appropriately.
Yeah, I guess
Mhm,
Ren
mhm.
can call like
Right.
a board meeting and instruct everyone.
I don't think that's illegal.
Okay,
Yeah.
change of business plan, everybody.
All right.
All right, let's.
Okay.
Our
who wants to roll?
Q3 has been low, but I do
I'll roll.
believe in us.
All right, 2 dice
Roll.
+1.
She's so spiritual and yet so corporate.
So corporate.
Got an 8.
I've never seen Ren wear a blazer before.
Where did they even have that?
You know, I thought they were just shawls all the way down. They don't even wear
Uh,
a
Wow.
beekeeper
that an
veil
8?
in the
I see.
boardroom.
All right, we have an 8, which means that is an acceptable solution. But
There's something that makes it even harder to get.
there's an unwelcome complication, or pursuing the opportunity will be more dangerous.
As opposed to a welcome complication.
Yes. And so I think the complication that immediately arises is that the folks from the factory
Ren's employees.
um, so
We're
there's,
family.
I think it's Gail who comes out immediately. She's the one. She's got hippie dress with extra pockets, wide, starry eyes, no protective gear, no shoes, and she's the one that has like direct communion with the god. She comes charging out with a couple other folks behind you, towards you and the rest of the small crowd gathered.
'Cause they appreciate us so much.
And she is like wild-eyed screaming
No.
at probably, well, who's hated right now? It's Zeph.
Vile Wither.
Yeah, Vile Wither.
Oh,
I think
true.
that's what she leads with. She's like long crazy hair blowing behind her, like just storming up to pointing with a long finger. Vile Witherer, you murdered him. I felt it. The pain resonated through the roots. What have you done?
They're like, okay. Maybe like, I don't know, I'm torn. On one hand, I want to connect with the local community. I feel
With our
this
roundhouse
way.
kick.
But yeah, that's the other.
Connect.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Yes,
she's
presence,
backed up
Zeph.
by Avery, the guard, the guy with the red bandana, Leo, that you met before briefly, and they're unhappy and looking
They're
for.
not chill.
They're not chill.
You should have learned
Mhm.
everything you need to know about speaking by watching me. You can do this.
Oh no.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna say yes. Gail, fuck you. And
How dare you talk to me like that?
I understand that you're upset because your soul is a gaping asshole, an empty void that can only be filled up by a gigantic shit. you know,
Whoa.
And I go on.
What
And
are
I
you
think-
afraid might happen
She
if
was
she
just slack-jawed through this whole thing.
if she takes this the wrong way?
I think there's only one
Oh
way to
my
take it.
God.
It's pretty straightforward.
I don't know.
Good shake her to her senses.
Distancing himself from Seth.
You're like, guys, I'm just gonna go take a quick car ride.
Why is everyone always taking the car away?
Why do we just have one car?
Why do we only have the one? We each need our own car. We're not
Because we're a team. We're an investigative team.
we're not a team.
Literally.
We're literally a team.
Yeah.
Figuratively.
What do I think? Wait, what am I
Yeah,
afraid?
what's the bad outcome here?
The bad outcome is that she rallies the town to kill us all.
Mhm.
And
Feed you
push
to the
our-
yeah.
and-
Great.
and push the car into a lake or something. And
I think I turn to Hugh and go like, "That is how you make a bold choice in theater."
Strong choice.
He
that's
was
a
just
roll
like worried and shaking his head.
yeah,
That's a roll
Yeah,
of presence.
Ren is like shrinking.
I like that. Like Sebastian, like bold choice, but remember, like there are kids in the audience. This is a 4:00 show.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Shits are supposed to come
2d6
out
with
of your body, not go
resistance.
back in them. It was just really graphic.
And you can use an item or something if you want to bump it
Oh.
up,
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
or use some more charge if you want
charge,
to go that way.
yeah.
It's up to you.
Charge.
I don't. I mean,
Charging would
I
be
don't want
kind of
to-
delightful in this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You always solve it with electricity or I guess insulting.
You
Yeah.
set my friend on fire.
Oh, you set me on fire.
Oh,
Oh my goodness, this is great.
Yes. Gosh, what could I do with that fulgurite?
what would Sparky say about it?
Yeah.
You're a bitch.
What is happening?
Yes. What do I have? I have light bulbs, insulated gloves, and the bobblehead, fulgurite. Yeah. Gosh.
Did the light bulbs
I-
get used or not? I guess not.
that's
No,
okay.
you grabbed a light bulb that was around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't think of anything that would help me here while I'm just like cursing out an old woman. No, she's not bad.
Are
She's
you
not bad.
threatening her with the fulgurite?
Yeah.
I will stab you with
Nicest
it.
person in
He's like
town.
early 30s.
Yeah. Well,
Ancient.
but to me, that's
Yeah.
Yeah.
Must
Like, Gail.
Steph is like early
check it.
20s,
Check it.
Yes.
maybe.
No. Yeah, with health charge. That's all I got.
Nice.
I've got one trick that will eventually lead to my death, but as long as I've got it.
That's our Zeph.
Okay. I got a 6.
6.
So
Wow.
close.
Yeah. Yeah, and she goes from sputtering indignation to rage. And
That tracks.
just like looks back at the factory workers, the warehouse attendees, and says like, feed them to the god. they
Oh, no.
they charge you guys with farming implements in hand. You can bump that up with a verse if you like to, or you can fight them off.
Light them
Uh,
up.
So Zeph's call.
Yeah. I will mark a verse. I'm just trying to decide which one. How many verses will I owe at the end of this? This is like, it's like, oh, it's great. I'm just playing with house money. Like, oh no.
Yeah. Oh no, I have to pay for that.
Ah.
Yes. Okay, wait. I'm telling people off. I'll mark a flashback showing the power you felt when a god seemed to listen to you for the first time.
You want to do that now?
Let's see, what do I got for that? Yeah. Oh man, I burned a charge for that. I mean, I get them back, right?
Yeah.
But yes. Yeah. I was a little kid. The room I was in was I was sharing a bedroom with my brother, who was too hot, so he had the fan on, but I was cold, and I was a little kid, and I wanted to turn off the fan, and in my sleep deprived state, I decided to cut the cord, the power cord, while the fan was still on. And that's just actual biographical.
Yeah. Really,
that's just-
really specific.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I think it must have had a plastic handle because I don't know what happened, but
Ben, we're
yeah.
all pretending to be people here.
Oh no, this is my real self.
I'm just gonna tell you about my.
Yeah. I cut the cord, and the electricity went through me, and passed harmlessly through me, and I felt just like I just heard the Saint Electric say like okay, that was a freebie. Yeah.
Amazing.
I sense the Saint Electric is kind of sitting backwards on the chair vibe.
Yeah.
Just out of
Old
curiosity,
move, but yeah.
we still have a couple other unnarrated scenes to narrate at some point, right?
Yeah, we'll do that at the end, or if you find a appropriate place, you're like,
I mean, I
do that
don't. I
now."
was just trying to
Yeah.
remember. I thought I remembered Peter having one, and does
Yeah.
Ben have another one as well?
Yeah.
I had one
Mhm.
last time.
I've got one.
Oh, you had one last time.
Yeah, that I
Yeah.
ended up doing, or I had two last time that I ended
Yeah,
up doing.
I think Ben just
Oh,
has one.
okay.
Yeah. It's funny. Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me how how the divine currents of the Saint Electric keep her from calling everyone on you as you're swearing at them.
You
Yeah.
shuck them.
How's that manifest?
She
Yeah,
explodes.
I think I just like this is like one of my major probably images, but just like for this character, like yeah, just like kind of Storm from the X-Men, just like oh yeah, like I just look glorious with like electricity making my hair stand out.
Yeah. And so
yeah,
that'll
so-
bump it up to a 7 and 9, which introduces
Yeah.
a complication.
Mhm.
Love it when he does that.
And I think the complication is that, normally it's like you got the sort of like static electricity, hair standing up, and got the wind billowing and all that. And this time, like that's kind of like your usual, like, oh, I'm really showing off kind of deal. And this time, like you can feel like every hair stand on end and electricity started to like crackle from your fingertips and whatnot. And there's just like you're struck by lightning basically, and it flows through you. There's just a giant like crack, and it like flows through you, like spreads throughout the ground, kind of like knocks them back a little bit even. I'd like you to mark a second charge.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And they are duly impressed, and they're like still like, don't fuck with our god, but also how are we going to get these guys? Because shit.
Yeah. And I think also like was that happen? I want to like transition from like getting their attention to being like this is your fault, Gail. Like if you were a real leader for this village, you would be taking care of all the people in it.
Wow.
Sacrificing the people you don't like or sacrificing anyone willy-nilly, making them compelling them to want to be sacrificed. If you were a real community, you'd each give up a little bit and move on, not slowly kill the town by sacrificing half of the people here.
Slow clap from Sebastian.
Yeah, I think she's speechless.
Yeah, and I'll call out the
But
people
both out of indignation and fear right now.
Yeah, I'll call out like the people I know in the audience. So it's like Avery, like I know you don't want to hurt anyone. And then like Avery's the only person I know.
And
so like Headband, you could do better.
It's like you clearly have framed the argument like it's going to list a whole bunch of people, and you realize you only know one person.
Friend of Headband.
Yeah, and there's a few other extras in the background, ready to jump.
Yeah.
But they're not going to do anything until Gail says so. What are the rest of you do? Like, how do the rest of you respond to this display that I don't think you've like seen? This is the first time seeing Storm do her thing. Like,
oh man,
how do the other three react?
I was just trying to feel like, because I don't have a condition slot open, I'm just even trying to figure out like, can I even use my move? Because then like,
Oh.
I mean, obviously, if I got like a middle tier, I could use a mask to bump it up. But if I got a fail and bumped it up, then I don't have room for a condition.
Which means you would mark another verse.
Oh, right. Right. So it's possible. It just might
Unless it was some other other complication that wasn't a condition.
I think
just weighing my options.
Hugh sidles up to Sir and says, so while they're all distracted, maybe we can break in and steal the god.
Worth a shot at this point. I think we'll need Rin and her shovel. Their shovel.
I think Rin has already started walking that way.
That's perfect. I think I'm like, I'm talking to you. I'm like,
Rin is
we'll
like
need-
dragging
we'll need-
their shovel behind them. Like,
We'll need Rin and their.
da-da-da-da.
Oh, already on the way. Let's go.
They'll need us. Okay, great.
Oh no.
And I think like I tried to from the back of the crowd, if I can catch Zeph's eye, give him the signal like, keep going. Just
Zeph's definitely got their attention with
I
that display.
imagine Sir has a whole bunch of theatrical gestures that don't track as well.
Taffy? What?
Taffy? Yeah, no, not that stretch. Keep going.
Yeah,
Zeph,
we'll say
known
Zeph has
for
their
our
attention, but like
speaking
but both
abilities.
the growers and the remaining townspeople are both just like focused
Both-
in on whatever Zeph has to say right
Both the
now.
growers and the showers.
Yep, growers and the showers.
Oh my god.
Let's cut to
Not a
the
ball and dick talk this time.
Let's cut to the harvest altar with the three of you there.
Oh, okay.
Right, now we're gonna steal this god, right?
Let's steal a
Let's
god.
steal the declaration of
Let's steal the Declaration
Wait,
of
are we playing
Independence.
leverage now? Yeah.
Oh, man.
So yeah, I think like by the time you get there, like the god has kind of grown a bit, especially without. I think like Haven had some like
Oh,
Haven
no.
was the prime person to have constraining it. The others are distracted right now, and it is kind
Oopsie.
of broken out of the urn a bit more.
Oh.
Roots have like cascaded out
So
across the
We
floor.
made this situation worse.
Yes, yes, you did.
I think we're the good
This-
guys.
It was
Mhm.
kind of fine before we got here.
Not for very long.
Oh,
And
man.
even the conveyor belts that were taking sacrifices to it
Yeah.
have been kind of like enveloped with the red tendrils, and almost like they
Ugh.
have been picked up and they are being used as like
Got chainsaw arms.
extra.
now.
It's got chainsaw arms now. We'll say.
God damn
What
it,
would
that's
you
how
like to
get
do
chainsaw
here?
arms.
What would you like to do here?
Oh, we've got to steal
It
this
is
god.
in the process of escaping its confinement.
Oh, so
No, that's
Gotta
exactly what we
help
want,
it.
right?
That's our, yeah.
We
Let's
want
kinda
the
move
same
it.
things.
I'll just mark our special move now.
Oh yeah, shovel.
Shovel.
Dig.
oh, no.
Oh yeah, you do have a verse. Oh no, that's the other one. That's what you already used this one verse. The inevitable
Mhm.
harvest. Never mind. Go ahead. What were you doing?
I'm just digging.
Tell me more.
They told me to bring my shovel.
Yeah, you did.
Um, that's like, no, that doesn't make sense. I was
Wanted
like,
to
can I
move
use?
it into the burned down building? What was our plan?
Yes, to move into the burned building.
What if we just ask it if it wants to go?
Okay, hold on, checking some.
You seem unhappy
Hey,
here.
Hey, you know what?
Hmm?
Resolve
Everybody-
the assignment by breaking the god from its confines, allowing it to grow freely, and showing the residents how to coexist with it.
Like
Yeah.
right now, my only decent ability is insight, maybe focus, and I have a jar of spiders and an ink blotter.
Everybody does have room for a condition. Everyone has room for a condition except me. We could put on a little play.
We're not gonna be able to play again.
No, because if we take disappointed again, we die.
Oh, because you still have disappointed.
Yeah, one of those
I got you.
conditions is disappointed.
But you could burn a verse to
I
bump it up if you want
I'll
to.
could be in
I
your
got
play
you.
if you need someone to be in your play.
Yeah, you only need one person, really.
Yeah, Zeph
I'm-
and Hugh are both still disappointments. It's very sad.
Oh man. Okay, how does the
Yeah,
how did the
That's true. I was
So,
trying to. I
yeah.
was trying to remember what other people being in my play. I could read my thing. What is it?
bumps
You
it up,
may
right?
invite your fellow custodians to play along by contributing a single detail to the monologue. Add one to the roll if each custodian participates.
Oh, it has to be
Okay.
all. Okay.
If each,
Yeah.
I'm
oh,
out.
if each, okay, yeah.
So I think it has to be everybody to get the +1.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, doesn't mean I can't do the move. I just
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what move I can do here.
yeah, that's really the only thing I
Yeah.
can
And so the scene is like, let's see, it's the large internal room in the warehouse. The lights are still like brighter than before. The god has broken free somewhat from the giant urn. It is like the floor is covered with these bone white roots. It is taken basically taken control of the conveyor belts, and
So
is
Yeah.
continuing to burst out more.
if I were to just try to pick it up,
Oh, it is
would that
large.
be entering a dangerous situation without concern for my physical safety?
It definitely would. Yeah.
I could roll with advantage if we really wanted to do that.
I mean, it is the size of like a dumpster turned on its side.
Oh, that's maybe too big for me.
It's big. Yeah.
Oh man.
I mean, it is a god.
I could just ask it.
I mean, that's why, I mean, I'm not above.
But with a metaphor of a play,
I could narrate how this goes.
you could you could tell them that folk story that you told us about
Exactly.
the little cashew who jumped out of the cupboard.
So Hugh could take a second disappointment without dying. It's only if on a miss the performance flops, and then if Bastion has a disappointment, then he gets killed. I think everyone else is fine. They would just get another.
Just
Like,
have two.
We're
basically it's
not the
just-
problem.
Combo disappointment.
Yeah,
Two
the only one at
conditions.
risk of dying is Hugh or Bastion.
You know what? That's all right, because I was thinking of I was thinking of using my plague mask to really
Okay.
put on a good show. Which that'll give me an advantage, right? Is that
Yes. Yeah.
in which case I don't think we need to risk everybody else just for a +1. I think while
Deliver
everyone's
a theatrical monologue and narrate what you hope is about to happen.
everyone's discussing what's going on, and then I think they hear from behind them.
Oh
Guess-
no.
Oh, I guess we're not doing the cashew in the cupboard.
You're
I
like,
have some intellectual thing I can offer here.
I like the cashew in the cupboard. It's a sweet story.
They had laid the plans. The building was burned, rich in nutrients. Zeph had the crowd enthralled and in fear at the same time, meaning they would listen to his proclamations of how they could coexist with this plant. All that was left now was for the plant to play its part. As the plague masked performer stood before the plant understood
you
that
step
we were
roses
not
bloom. Yes.
that we were
You
not
can have a
here.
follow along.
We were not here to harm it, but we were also trying to help it in its best interest. It could hear Zeph's words on its behalf. It could smell the ash of the building down the street. Like a rich chef's meal to its
Maybe
palate.
Hugh and I are like air traffic controllers. Yes, man.
Get the
But
door
I think
open.
your where I step roses bloom condition is actually a plus in this case.
Oh, that's a
you
good
can
point. Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
lead it from where it is.
Like a
As-
past-
In fact, I would say that if you can use that to advantage without using your mask.
Sweet.
Your
Love
like,
that
mask.
even more.
You just wear the mask for fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't use it, I just wear it. As the party parted like the Red Sea to make room and show it the path.
right.
As I look at everyone
Steps
part
out
the
of
way,
the-
damn it.
I think he was just staring blankly at you. for a
Wait.
moment.
And I think Ren and Hugh accidentally go to the same side. And they're like, oh, jump to the other side.
Both to the other side.
The
Oh, quick,
humble,
to the other
the
side.
humble aspiring gardener, being me.
Really hoping this time maybe I could be the guard.
Backed humbly while bowing leaving blooming plants in its steps, showing that they were of one mind together, and it would lead the being to its new fruitful home to be tended to and no longer abused by those with selfish intentions. Come with me, my plant friend, to your new fruitful home.
All right. Roll with presence with advantage.
And a +2 with my new boosted presence.
B Core, here we come.
I just saw the name of the last roll.
See, 3 dice, and then I'll add 2 to the top 2. Right.
Hmm.
God damn it. It's still 7, though. It's a
That's a
7.
5, that's a
Two,
7.
So it's
That's
it's
a
okay.
7, you did it.
It's okay. Barely.
And you can still use a mask to bring it up to 10. Great. So we know what this means.
We can't do anything without a complication.
On a 7 to 9, this performance is deemed acceptable but not impressive. Each custodian who participated gains a condition, a disappointment.
Son of a bitch.
But we didn't participate.
You did
No,
not,
they
yeah,
didn't.
so
It's
only,
just me
only
this time.
Bastion.
Which I have to use a verse in because I don't have
Oh
any.
no.
Oh yeah, do you want to use a
So
verse to
wait a
bump it
minute.
up to a 10?
Yeah, I was gonna say because
Oh, you're gonna get a verse either way.
Yeah, right. So I might as well bump it up to a 10 rather than leave
Yeah.
it there and save
Take a
myself.
condition and
Yeah.
take a verse.
Yeah.
Sure.
And then any custodian with the condition does score may clear it. If you do a 10 plus.
which
Oh, cool.
we absolutely
Oh.
are going to do that.
You did
by
a great
marking
job being the
verse.
Red Sea.
Very useful.
Um,
Okay, so I'll clear my condition.
Mhm.
Phew.
And what verse are you marking?
I'm marking the next one in my verse of history. A flashback to a time that I was confronted with the fact that sacrifices are necessary for a god must feed.
Want to do that now or later?
Yeah, no, we'll do it. We'll fucking do it.
Seems like a good time. Oh, God, fingers. Forgot about that one.
I know how this is going to happen. I just got to figure the details. We're outside the theater with my mother again. And she says to me, she's like, I have to return home early, but you can stay and finish rehearsal. I'm like, but why, Mom? You're in the show too. And she's like, yes, but your father just doesn't quite understand our theatrical pursuits. And since he came back from his trip earlier than expected, if I'm not home in time to prepare dinner, then it could just get complicated, son. And it's just best for me to return home and that your father doesn't know about our little theatrical exploits that we do together. And then she hugs me and gives me a kiss and walks off. And I'm like, and then I think there's like a stagehand I don't recognize outside having a smoke. And he's like, everything all right, kid? And I'm like, oh, I don't know. Apparently Dad isn't a patron of the theater. It's like, yeah, it's hard to be truly devoted when you're surrounded by people who just, don't get it, huh? You got to hide everything. I mean, you and your mom you're such a great devotees of the theater. It's such a shame to be, held back by your dad. Yeah. I mean, God's funny in that they do, like everybody, have to feed every now and then on something. Yeah, and well, I'm just saying, I mean, sounds like your life in the theater, which you and your mom both seem to have a very deep love for, would just be much easier if your dad wasn't in the picture. And I think Bastion's a little torn. I was like, I mean, you're right, but theater is a hard road. It's a hard road. Not many people make it. The only people that make it are the ones who really devote themselves, and they know that they gotta sacrifice things. And you know what? The ones who make the biggest sacrifices tend, to have the quickest and easiest paths. Yeah, you're right. And I do love my mom, and she loves the theater, and I love the theater, and I hate it that she can't. He just wants her to like stay home and just be a wife and like not pursue the things she loves, and he's always like about like what he loves. And so I mean, both your lives would be easier. I'm just saying, I mean, hypothetically, if Dad wasn't in the picture, I'm like, I mean, yeah, I think they would. I think that would be best for my mom and for me. I mean, are you saying that's what you want? What if are you saying that is what you want? Come on, you're an actor. You convince me. Yeah, that's what I want. I love my mom. We love the theater, and he's holding us back, and he's holding her back. It's the best thing for everybody. Yeah, it's what I want. And then you kind of hear that same familiar voice that we all know. It's like, convincing performance, kid. Stubs out his cigarette, walks back into the shadows. I think that's the end of that scene.
Yeah.
Dun dun dun.
Cool. Zeph, what does it look like when the god emerges from the building, led by Sebastian's footsteps?
Yeah. Is the I think it looks like this big pot, like the fronds, or it has left its conveyor belts behind, and it is just using its fronds and just like dragging itself across or down the road. It's like leaving a furrow through the asphalt or dirt of the town. Yeah. And I don't know, is everybody like I mean, Ren and Hugh and Sebastian like kind of being an honor guard, just like on all sides, just trying to like shepherd it along, like this way.
Yeah, I think I'm probably in front, and I probably tried to direct Hugh and Rin like to either side of it, like.
That's you go on that. You go on the other
side. Yeah. And
I like
mean,
this side.
I think like it's noisy, so
it's stage
like,
left.
People, like the people around me. So yeah, I'm up there and be like, yeah, like just like it's like my dad would say, and then I'm like, son, you should do this, and then I'm like, oh, but dad. So doing all the characters of the one-man show, just trying to vamp. But everyone else notices when the plant god drags itself over to the building.
Ren, when it kind of like installs itself in the building, how does it change? How does it change itself? When the god installs itself in the building, how does it change both itself and the building?
Yeah, I think it grows woodier because of the wood. Like it, instead of being like an herb or a succulent, it's like kind of gets thicker. And the building seems to like seem more solid in the ground, like take root in the ground. Like even though it's a ruin, you know that it will be there.
Hugh, what instructions do you give to the everyone, the residents and the growers, for the new care and feeding of this god?
Oh, okay. New instructions. I think he kind of sizes up the crowd and says, "Listen up. These premises are now holy grounds. They belong to the god, not to you. No one sets foot here. No one enters. No one. It's going to have electricity by its own means. You are not to interfere disrespectfully. If we find that you are disrespecting this god, we'll know. We'll be back. If we find that you're force feeding it any of the chemical nutrients you were giving it before, we will know and we'll be back. If we find out that you are using illegal lighting fixtures from the Saint Electric, we will definitely know and we will be back. You are to honor this god and not pervert it.
Awesome.
Slow clap from Sebastian to back. He closes his.
It's like a little wince from you.
And Sebastian, as the four of you drive away, what do you see behind you that tells you that things have been set in place properly?
I think only I see it, and so I know that it's not physically real, but I know that finally I have pleased the watcher. As I look into the rearview mirror and in through the back window, and I basically see the clouds form a curtain that closes in front of the town.
Nice. Great. Zeph, can we get that verse, a flashback to your childhood, or a flashback to your adulthood, showing the parts of your life you neglected in pursuit of miracles?
Yeah, I think this would be like a flashback to, or maybe a flash forward. It's Zeph coming into his apartment, which is no great shakes. It's just like it's a studio apartment that would be dirtier if I had more time to be there. And I think, yeah, like Zeph comes home from a mission, like fails to hang up his coat in that classic, just like putting it on a hook and then it just falls down. Whatever. And like Heath, tell me how you think about this. But I see myself like walking past an old upright piano, and has like a photograph of like the family, the four of us, that we know of. We'll Photoshop in other people as necessary. Or like, no, there'll be a scene later where you take it out of the frame and you unfold it and you're like,
oh yeah.
I always thought it was just us. I thought it was just us four.
Yeah. But yes,
or three after I killed our father.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Well, so that
that was Zeph's dad.
That's what I was thinking of. So here's what I'm thinking of. So walk past the piano, which is dusty because I never have a chance to play it, and it's got all this sheet music that's with our mom's name on it. And I go over to my my battered answering machine and press play, and it's like, you have, and like, I haven't been there in 7 days, and it's like, you have 7 new messages, and it's like, oh, what's my name? Zeph. Hey, hey Zeph, it's your dad. It's Monday. I'm just calling to, check in, and then like beep, hey Zeph, it's Tuesday. It's your dad. Wondering if you were gonna make it over to like beep, like hey Zeph, it's your dad. It's Wednesday, and so just like my answer machine is full of messages from my dad, who is still alive. But well, not to show my hands there, but like yes, no calls from mom, whatever that means. So in this scenario, I think the dad is still alive.
So this is from before that.
I actually, well, I don't know. Do you think the Watcher in the Wings actually?
Oh yeah, I think the Watcher totally sacrificed.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Well, it's not like Bastion sacrificed his dad
Right
to the Watcher.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if the Watcher actually would go through with that, or if
Sort of my intent was,
well,
I didn't kill Dad, but I explicitly gave the Watcher permission to feed on our father, and he met some end by the Watchers.
You can have different dads too.
yeah.
There are many possibilities.
But we can just leave like that, and we'll figure out what that means later.
Yeah.
I mean, because it could have taken place before the sacrifice, or or it could be another solution. Whatever.
Your mom could have remarried.
Yeah, true.
Great, you finished an assignment, so you get rewards.
Yay, we get to check a box.
Rewards. So these are things that you can add to your altar. Each one of you gets to choose one of these. A small stitch root seedling used for splicing and stabilization of other plants. It will grow and become affixed to anything that's planted near. You can add that to your altar. A jar of nutrient-rich compost water able to quicken growing things or neutralize toxins. Add that to your altar. A machete grip wrapped in salvaged leather cord, hand etched with the words "sow" on one side and "reap" on the other.
Wow!
Add that to your altar.
Whoa!
Or some of the psychotropic tea, midnight tea.
Oh
no!
Tea. Oh no! What happened?
And with that, mark out.
Oh
no! Everything's all weird now.
Yeah. It's just a.
Oh, my USB thing came unplugged.
Did you drink the psychotropic tea?
This is what the psychotropic tea is like.
It makes you into a photo.
My Zoom
and
come back on Zoom.
And your microphone gets fucked up.
Hey, there's Zoom again. Okay,
so nutrient-rich something, a machete.
I want dirt.
Yeah, I think the nutrient-rich stuff has to go to Ren.
Midnight Reverie, a potent blend of loose leaf psychotropic tea added to your altar, or you can choose a memento from your investigation. You'll ask another custodian to describe it. So we've got the seedling, some compost, a machete, some tea, or something else.
Does anyone else want the machete?
Wow.
If you want the machete, that's cool. I think it would be funny for you to be stuck with the machete somehow and not know what to do with it. But if you have a hit with that,
the only reason I was thinking about is because stage sword, but I don't care. They're all good to me, so I don't.
Yeah.
Between that and the tea, for Zeph.
And I'll copy and paste these into your altars for you.
Yeah, give me the dirt.
Yeah, I figure whichever one of those you don't take, I'll take.
Or is there anything? Are there any mementos that we encountered?
It's true.
You know what?
Like, I wonder if you still have like one last preserved or alive vine, or like one of the little plants that grew up in your.
That could be the stitch root if you want.
Yeah.
Or it could be whatever else. So Ren is taking the compost water. Zeph is taking the machete.
Yeah, I think I'd actually already grabbed some compost water.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that I have it.
So we've got the tea and the seedling. Who wants what?
Is the tea that the guy was offering? Okay.
Oh, yes.
So it's
just glad we didn't drink that
at this point.
Or you can ask someone else to give you something.
It does seem out of character that we didn't just like take those bottles of psychotropic tea and drink them.
what could go wrong?
What could go
Say,
wrong?
read the stitch seedling again. 'Cause it said like it grows and
A
attaches to.
small stitch root seedling used for splicing and stabilization of other plants will grow and become affixed to anything it is planted near. Kind of like your roses.
Ooh. Let's
I mean,
see.
I could take that. I could see that being used for some great stage decoration if need be.
Yeah.
Cool. Do you want the tea or something else, Hugh?
I think I'll take the machete if that's okay. Unless I don't know.
I think Zeph took the machete.
Oh,
Unless you
okay.
want to take it.
Well,
Oh,
I'll take
okay,
the
yeah.
I'll take the
No,
tea.
no.
Zeph will take the tea.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I just couldn't think of another memento to get from this adventure.
Well, you would ask someone else for it.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
That takes the pressure off of you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cool.
You want a
Oh, if you
farmer's
want the
almanac with a lot of marginalia?
Oh man.
Oh, that.
Oh.
Yeah, no, that's what you would take.
Okay, cool. So I'll
A
give the machete
heavily
back to.
annotated almanac
Yeah.
or whatever it was in the clues.
The
Farmer's almanac with lots
Farmer's
of notes,
Almanac. Yeah.
notes in the on the pages.
Or you want to describe it?
There's Mark again. He went away.
Right.
Now the Mark simulacrum, the AI
Does
Mark
it-
is speaking
does-
to us.
Do I sound totally different too? It's,
Yeah.
God damn it.
Hey,
The I think my USB hub is dying, unfortunately.
is that what's up?
Yeah, it's not charging my laptop either. It's just like
Oh,
it's plugged
no.
in, but it's not charging. It's got a little like plug outlet thing instead of a zap thing. I need to talk to Saint Electric. Cool. So that is the end of that part of the
We
end
did
of
a
session.
thing.
The thing. Answer
Yay.
end of session questions. Let's start off with Ren. Go ahead and read them down.
I did let me find them.
Yay.
Where are they?
50
Did I complete an assignment? Yes.
Oh.
Did I engage with the god?
Hmm.
Sure. I was vulnerable. Uh-huh. And I had a monologue.
Nice.
Yay, 4 for me.
4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Pew, pew.
Is that another advancement for you?
Not quite, almost.
Cool. Zeph, what do we got?
Yes. Completed an assignment. Engaged with the god.
Certainly.
That gives me an advancement. Vulnerable explicitly, and out of your way to connect with the local community. Get my own way.
Electrically.
Electrically.
Like a circuit.
Cool. Note down your extra advancement in the little advancements. Where is it? Where is it? Somewhere, right? Definitely had that somewhere. Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
You found it
Yeah.
before I did.
Unused.
Great, Sebastian.
I did complete an assignment. I did engage with a god, and I didn't undermine my orders, but I did use the assignment to pursue personal interests by really pushing this fire festival.
Mhm,
And I was also
Sounds like a winner.
by
It was.
admitting I owe one to my brother, which means I have an advancement now.
Yes.
Ho ho ho.
Check it.
Nice.
And Hugh.
The custodians did complete an assignment. I think trying to guide the the god out of its cell counts as
Mhm.
engagement. I had my monologue about the gods getting, or this god being like capitalism in its
That was
own
so
way.
good.
I don't know if I don't think I was vulnerable with anyone.
Cool.
Even though it was the chain of vulnerability, mine was just a
That
Well,
does
you
get
think
an
that's
advancement, though.
bad.
that fills everything out, and then 2 extra. I'll clear these guys,
Cool.
and I am owed an advancement.
Cool. And you can choose us at your leisure.
Oh, I know what I'm going for though. I think.
Oh yeah, what are you getting?
I'm gonna get a faith move, and it is going to be as it is written. You can alter reality by writing about it. When you write about a side character or location while at your altar, mark ink and then tell the keeper a single detail about your subject that is now true.
Ooh.
The keeper will incorporate this new reality in whole or in part.
Ooh.
So I speak things into reality, and you write things into reality.
Yep.
Nice.
Between the two of us, what could
I'm a
possibly go
playwright.
wrong?
This is a great. You could write plays, and then I'll direct and perform them. See, it's a
As
good-
long as you
Meanwhile-
agree on what they are.
Zeph and I have like a little bit of a different approach to things.
He writes
Daniel,
them. I
do you wanna
perform them. Ren
grab
kills
a-
them. Zeph
you know what
electrocutes
your
them.
advancements are? Do you want to sit on those?
I'm gonna wait just because I probably take a move, but I'm also always tempted to get that -1 out of communion.
Mm,
So I'll have to
true.
decide
Yeah.
what I want to do.
Cool. Then let's go ahead and do stars and wishes. Yeah, start with Nick.
Yeah, it was a fun episode. I like that we stayed together this time after kind of splitting up last time. I liked like learning the mechanic of like what happens if we don't actually succeed in solving the question, and that was also really fun. Loved all the monologues. I thought they were really fun, and really loved the verses too, learning more about people's past, especially like, haha, Sebastian's like this kind of ego guy, and it's like, fuck, man, you killed your dad.
Welcome to Silt versus.
Well, yeah, it was like, it felt very Silt versus Tone, where you're like, haha, oh no. That's cool. Yeah, and wishes to kind of continue exploring who Ren is, and take risk and try to get some more verses. And yeah, that's it.
Awesome, thank you. Ben.
Yeah, stars for everyone. Yeah, stars for sticking together and finishing a job.
Yeah.
It's very tempting to jump in the car, but yeah, no. Yeah, stars. Yeah, yeah, like Nick said, it was fun to see how that mechanic worked when we failed to solve the mystery or to answer the question. And like what danger that exposed us to. Yeah. Stars for also coming up with a solution. Stars for Sebastian for risking again that move. Yeah. Wishes. Yeah, I'm just curious to see more about these characters. Like, I mean, it keeps coming up, but like, we all have either strange gods or strange relationships with our gods, and like, why are we doing this job? Like, how did we get here? That question that keeps coming up, like, are we the baddies? I'm curious to see how that plays out as we try to help in our own way. Yeah.
Nice. Cool. Heath.
Yeah, stars all around as usual. I think I've said this before, but it continues to bear out. I just feel like, I don't know, I feel like everybody is so just extraordinarily strongly rooted in their characters for this game. Just right out of the gate we were. And so I feel like, to me, it always feels like everybody knows who they are, and it's very strong choices in that way. And it never feels like anybody's sort of waffling like, I don't really know my guy or what he would do. And so it's fun to watch everybody do their thing. And it's fun to see, especially after not having a Zeph last week, getting to see Zeph do some pretty active things and cuss out people and make bold choices in his performance.
Yeah.
And I don't really have any wishes other than to fucking roll better. I think that's about it.
Cool, Peter.
Yeah, stars for everybody. I feel like this is the game more than any other where our characters seem the least interested in solving the mysteries, working together well as a team. And just the fact that it seems like we are all on board with that makes it work really well, I think. And yeah, it's like certainly I'm playing the most negative character I think I've played in an RPG so far. And it's very comforting to know that there's room in this group for that behavior, and I won't just derail or make it grumpy and non-fun for everybody.
Yeah.
One wish, I have a move now. I look forward to using a move. I think I was feeling kind of like, I don't know what to do. So I'll probably be burning lots of ink to write that. I'm intrigued to see what the mission to replenish the ink is like.
Yeah.
Oh.
To
Getting your is it mushrooms or
yeah, the fungi in a cave
Fungies.
somewhere. What could go wrong?
what could go wrong?
Yeah, and I really Star for I'm really enjoying the monologue mechanic. I may just keep that around for
It is so fun.
There's always room for it. It always fills out the texture of the world, and it
Yeah.
always feels like it always sits nice in the pocket of the tone of this. And also I wish for it's such a weird contradiction here of like I know exactly where this character is. I have very little feel of where where he's from. And so I am both scared of doing all of the historical verses to sort that out, but it's also I think what I need to do to get this character kind of better in my head. Yeah, and a star for Mark for Haven just being terrifying and self-consistent. You know? Yeah, and I really liked the closing paint the scene questions too.
Oh yeah,
Those were really nicely evocative. And I think that's it for me. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I had a good time with this. Felt like it was like a little bit slow to start, but like we totally got like once we figured out what we were doing, it was really like okay, cool. Clue, solve. Oh no, solve a different way. I was like, we're gonna fucking get this god over there because it is big and angry. Like, oh,
ask it.
Yep, that's a great way to do it. Okay, cool. That was a
Would you please?
awesome use of the watcher move. Is like weird, like like in my brain it's like this weird like Miyazaki parade of like some giant writhing thing led by a couple goobers. So everyone got like goes rides its way into the building and finds its place. So it's really cool. I loved Zeph just like laying into Gale. And then exploding. It was fucking great. Yeah, all around just real good stuff. Yeah, wish we'll start off next time with the journey scene so we can get some conditions cleared and see what else is going on. And yeah, a new assignment already. So yeah, assignment number 3 of 3. That's cool. Speaking of post-credit scene,
oh no.
There's a scene showing a uniformed researcher, the uniform being the cleaner version of the disheveled guy that was taking notes earlier. He's working alone in an office at night. It's cold and utilitarian with it's like very brutalist, like dull concrete walls, harsh lighting in spots, gloomy corridors outside reinforced lab windows with like the metal grating on it. And the researcher is the same person, but has changed to a less like incognito where and they're transcribing their field notes from the recorder that summarize your recent actions and resolution of the hungering brutes. And the scene ends in a close-up view of a new document being filled out with all of your names. And they're listed under potential investments. The document closes.
I'm sure he's just a really big fan.
Yeah. He
So
is.
next time we'll just be super contrary and not journey. Like we're just gonna hang out here checking out our new plant buddy.
I like this town.
And do risky things that get us more conditions.
Yes. We supervise the plant tending.
Cool. Anything else before we say goodbye?
still eager to see what the floating market is like.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty nuts.
Viz that shit.
Cool. Well, goodbye to stream. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.